I'm Bruce Buffer. It's time for the Anthony Gorgano Show!
Live from the Xfinity studio. Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. Happy Thursday. We are Thursday. That's right. That much closer to the start of next week and training camp. Cannot wait for some training camp. I was talking to a buddy of mine this morning, and he says, listen, I'm a huge baseball guy. I love it. But I need something else. The daily dive into baseball every day, particularly when the Phillies are flawed, is tough. Now, the Phillies are good, but they're also flawed. And you saw that play out last night as Eric Lauer. I knew it, that Lauer would give them trouble. And I was heartened in the first inning when Bohm hit the 2-run bomb. I'm going, all right, well, maybe it'll get to him. But then he shut them down the rest of the way, and Nola is just no match for the Dodgers' power lefties. I mean, that's just what it is. Like, he can't come anywhere near a Dodgers series because the lefties just rake him. They just kill him. And you can only be cute for so long until Muncy takes a yard or Dalton Rushing takes you a yard. And amazing, they handled Ohtani, but Freeman, it's the lefties, man. The lefties kill him. And that's the shame, man. That's where in any kind of matchup of a series, you just can't have them go. The good thing is, I know they lost 2 or 3, and I'm kind of upset because I wanted a 4-2 minimum for this homestand between Dodgers and Yankees, and now you got to sweep the Yankees to get there. Now you'll have pitching, so that's good. But, man, the game that you should have won was Tuesday night or Wednesday, whatever it was, Tuesday night. That was the base running thing. That's a game you should win. They had another blunder last night on the bases. You got to shore that stuff up, man. You just got to shore it up. Dombrowski's got to get busy between bullpen, fifth starter, right-handed bat. Like, again, how many times are we going to talk about, attacking the right-handed with the right-handed bat against a guy like Lauer? Roboleski. What did you saw the same thing, right? Those lefties they just kill them because there's no other options from the right side of the plate that are doing anything. I know Bohm hit the home run, but that was it. And Turner was quiet last night after he had a great first 2 games of the series. And the big boys, it's lefties. They're just not going to, Schwarber's better against lefties, and he had a hit last night, but, this is what it is. Dombrowski, this is going to be on him. His legacy will be at the trade deadline. Like, what do you got, dude? Can you salvage this squad? I'm not here like my man Danny right away this morning. Because the baseball team is not good enough to win in the playoffs. They play disgusting baseball. Why do you build a baseball team around a great pitching and throw in the worst defense in the world behind them arms? It makes no sense the way the team is built. He's not wrong. You're not wrong, Dan. Like, you want to go pitching, but your defense, we talked about it yesterday, up the middle, right? Up the middle. The World Series team of 08, Rollins, Utley, Victorino, you got to get stronger in the middle, up the middle. You do. And then the other aspect is, again, they're so one-sided that it kills you. It's faultily built. And now, Dombrowski, this is it. Like, work stoppage looming, everything else. Dave has to come to the rescue here and fix his mistakes. Good morning, Gregory.
Football can't get here soon enough, dude. Let's go.
No, you're not allowed.
I'm out.
No, you're not allowed
This
to.
team stinks.
You're not allowed to be on the
Can't
football
wait
bandwagon.
for football. Can't wait for training
you're
camp.
out. Jules, how many times has he busted?
What?
He even does that wrong.
Let's go.
How many times has he said to me
Omaha
about football?
Omaha.
Oh, I
Countless.
get it. Football season. I get it.
Yeah, countless times.
Now all of a sudden, you want football.
Yeah, because our team stinks. Our baseball team stinks.
They don't stink.
They stink. They stink. They stink. They lost 2 or 3. We didn't even see Yamamoto, Otani, Snell, or Glasnow. Like, what are you talking about? They can't run the bases. They can't. We got a backup catcher who can't lay down a bunt. He popped it up like he went 40 feet in the air. His pop up his bunt.
He's terrible,
Like,
by the
come
way.
on.
By the way, Marchand is
Awful.
feeble at the plate. He got hurt last night. Feeble at the plate.
He's a switch hitter.
Right.
Focus on one side, buddy.
Right.
Let's focus on one side.
But,
before we
but
do
again, that goes back to your imagine this. Imagine,
Mattingly stinks. He's got no feel. What are you doing? Nola's 5th inning was terrible. Why would you put him out? I don't care. The bullpen stinks. You got McFarland. You got somebody else. You knew Nola was in trouble in the 6th.
I said it, and when he came out there, I was like, oh.
The 5th was horrible.
But the problem is you got but your bullpen stinks. You got no right-handed bat. This is a Dombrowski problem.
This is
not a Mattingly problem. Not anybody else. Like
there's no way Mattingly comes back. Why would you want to manage these people? Like
well,
all the same issues with Topper are here with Mattingly.
Yeah, well,
all the same.
Well, that's again.
The honeymoon's over.
But this isn't Mattingly. This is Dombrowski. Dombrowski built this thing.
It's a twofold issue.
Danny's right. They're not built correctly.
Yes. Dombrowski made some bad contracts, which made this ownership group get tight, which I've been saying since this season started. They were tight in the offseason. It was Bo Bichette or nothing else. That was the only guy they were going to spend money on. We had to wait for that to happen because they wouldn't buy. They couldn't sign JT, and then we overpay for that guy because we made him wait too long and hurt his feelings. They didn't want. They're crazy about the tax. I understand they're spending a lot of money. I don't know if you've seen ticket prices. They've gone up like 30% in the last 3 years. The payroll hasn't. Like, this is an ownership group that got tight this summer. And it's tight because it's tight because Dombrowski made a lot of bad contracts.
You're a season ticket holder, and I don't blame you because, this has come up all week about the prices that you're getting to you because you were at the game the other night.
Because I'm not getting what I paid for.
I feel you. The Dombrowski is the issue. Like, again, think about this. JT is what he is at this stage of his career, right?
Yeah.
But he's a competent behind the plate and handles the pitching staff really well, right? Like, that's what he does. Imagine if they didn't sign him. Marchand is awful.
There are other mediocre guys out there. They're better than Marchand.
Let me tell you something. There's nothing. He stinks. Marchand is awful.
But the fact that we had...
But they trade the catchers. They develop catchers. That's another thing. They don't develop catchers. Chooch, who, when he signed, was a second baseman.
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
Ohapi. He's done nothing in the Angels. I
haven't checked on Taillon to see what he's doing.
Had a minute in, at the plate, but really, that's it. They're so flawed right now.
But they were flawed going in. We knew they were.
Well, yeah.
They went into the season knowingly flawed.
Yeah. Well, it was back to what are you going to do in the outfield? They're outfield, and now you're doing the same thing, right? Derek Hill.
Right.
Dela Cruz hit the home run. Well, all right. He's a guy he's a 4A guy.
Right.
You got from the Marlins, he was on the Marlins. He's a 4A guy. That their whole fix is 4A people. That's Dombrowski. Dombrowski's ruined with all the, I hear you on the ownership, but he has a budget to make this work. And he hasn't.
And here's
he's peed away money.
And here's the thing in baseball, if you're worried about profits and your budget, you're not going to win. You can't win in baseball, and that's just the way it is. So if you're a billionaire, you make your money elsewhere. You're making money every year this team goes up $500 million.
It appreciates.
Yeah. So if you're worried about making $2 million this year instead of losing $7 million this year, you're in the wrong business. You're not trying to win in baseball. You can't do it.
I got news for you. That's the lion's share of teams.
It is, and that's why there's 5 teams who can win every year.
Well, the Dodgers have a cheat code because they have the whole country at their disposal.
Well, here's another thing. The Dodgers have a cheat code because when they were going through that divorce bankruptcy cell, they estimated what the TV revenue would be, and their revenue share is based on that. And they estimated it at like 83 million. It ended up being like 300 million.
Right.
So they're saving like 60 million or 70 million dollars that they should be giving to the rest of the league.
Yeah.
And there's no way, like,
because they have a built-in advantage of Japan.
Well, they have that as well. In addition, yes.
Yeah. I mean, that's a huge advantage.
It's a huge advantage, but when you look at the breakdown of the percentage of revenue that they put on tickets on a payroll, the Dodgers are like 90% of their revenue goes towards payroll. The Phillies are like 72%.
Yeah, and they also defer all the money. I mean, Ohtani's not getting a quarter.
Let's get creative, guys.
Right? Like, they're deferring all that money down the line.
Yeah, he's making like $3 million or something.
Yeah, and he deferred all the money.
Yeah.
Like, that's goes to show you.
Yeah. Like they're getting outclassed. The development by the Dodgers outclassed, the GM's outclassed them, the ownership's outclassed them.
Yeah. Yeah. I focus more, and I feel you, and I agree with you with the ownership, but I'm more focused on development. I mean, I've been on this for all summer about this development and how they can't develop real talent.
Right. And
their farm system is
you literally could be doing that for the last 40 years with the exception of like 1 6-year period under Ed Wade. Other than that, they haven't developed.
They haven't developed.
No.
They just don't do it. And I just don't get, like, Dombrowski's vision is just not, like, think about the Bichette thing. They came in on Bichette late, right? What does that tell you? That tells you that there was no plan going in.
Right.
Right? There was no plan. Now you're lucky you dodged the bullet because he's had a horrible year. But there's no plan going in saying, all right, this is what I want my team to look like. Like, you knew Bichette was a free agent. Like, all of a sudden, it took you to the 11th hour to jump in on that. What is that? Like, that's not a plan. That's why you come north of spring training going, I got another hole in my outfield. And then you go, well, all right, I'll fix it the trade deadline. He's done it for the last 3 years in a row, and every year has been a failure. And
I can't believe he's that dumb with how he's been over the years. I gotta believe there's some guide rails on what they'd rather spend money from the deadline on.
He spent money.
No, I know they spent money, but the last two seasons going in, we know they've had these holes. And like Eugenio Suarez, there's no reason to not make him an offer. Like, but Bichette was a way that I think the ownership group was like, yo, we can spend money on this guy, and he's young, and we got him for 4 years, 5 years, and that was the way the ownership group was like,
I refuse to give Dombrowski, let him off the hook.
Oh, he's definitely not off the hook.
He's saying it was ownership. He has made mistake after mistake.
The ownership probably got tightened up because he's had bad contracts. Yeah. They're both I think you got equally.
You can't. These trades have not worked out.
No.
Listen,
I mean, Luzardo was a good one.
Luzardo was a good contract. I got no problem.
Yeah.
Nola, you should have saw what was happening. Like, all those innings, you have all the data and the analytics, right? This is where analytics come to play. How much life is in sports science? Right. How much life is left in Nola's arm?
The Nola is, I don't understand why they went.
I mean, they gave him a fortune.
Yeah, it was almost like, I don't know what it was like. It was like a
thank you.
Yeah, like hooking your buddy up. Yeah, but come on,
contract.
That's a big thank you.
Well,
ring.
But again, and in the outfield, he's failed miserably in putting together a real outfield.
Well, Castellanos' contract was a disaster.
$100 million.
Right. Right.
Flushed. 100 mil. Flushed. But again, like, and all the other things, like, your team doesn't fit your park. No. Like, I listen, I think Crawford can be a big league player. And I like the kid, the whole thing. But again, you need power.
Yeah. When you
gotta have if you're Dante Nori, why would you draft Dante Nori?
I don't
He's
know.
another one of these spray guys.
I know. And if you had some power in the corner outfields, you're fine with Crawford. But you don't have any power in the corner.
That's the issue with it. So that, like, thinking about it is the issue.
And this is why going into the season is exactly what people said. They're inconsistent. We in the same old, same old.
Yeah. Well, Yankees coming, so we'll see.
Yeah, they're lucky to get out of this 2-4, these two series.
Yeah, well, we'll see. We'll see. But here's the deal.
They're getting made
Football
fun of. They're
is
mocking them.
Football's around the corner. I cannot wait.
Thankfully.
I cannot wait. I'm so excited today because our Love Philly Hour is going to start coming up next.
Nice.
All right? We're going to go early to Love Philly. And, we love to highlight. It's one of my passions is I look at our sons and daughters of this town that are doing great things, that are big-time sports people, and, even beyond sports. And I like to pay homage to them and give them some love and focus on them. So joining us coming up, 2-time NFL Coach of the Year, St. Joe's Prep, Penn.
Go Quakers.
I love them. And all this, where offense is today, and where we see how it's under center, and it's motion, but motion with a purpose, right? It's packages that you can't tell whether it's run or pass. That's in vogue. That's always been Kevin Stefanski. That's been his belief in offense. He was never a spread it out guy 70 times a game. Like, he is a great offensive mind and a great coach. I'm really excited. He's coaching the Falcons this year. And we're going to get a visit with Kevin coming up in just a moment. Lots to get to today. Pat, the whole nine, Bo, everything. We'll get to it. Phil's, Eagles, and a lot of NFL tag. Very excited. But first, let's have a word from our friends. Let's talk about the BetParx Sportsbook online casino app and Parx Casino. How about this little thing going to Parx Casino? Because there's always something going on every night at Parx. You want to watch Phil's Yankees from the sportsbook? $1 hot dogs, $1 dogs, $3 Bud Lights, $3 Miller Lights. What a fun night. But they got everything at Parx Casino. So they have jazz night, country line dancing, Latin music night, the great comedy. Every month, you got our friends. That's right, Joe Conklin and his friends come in once a month. There's always big-time acts. Who's our new ones?
Lit.
Fuel. And Fuel coming in. All right, at Parx Casino at the Excite Center, which is amazing. You can also stay at the beautiful new Parx View Hotel, just steps away from the casino. ParxCasino.com to look at all the schedule, all the great acts coming in. You got to be 21. You got to be in PA, New Jersey, Michigan, Maryland. If you have a gambling problem, please call 1-800-GAMBLER, Parx Casino. Now let's talk about Xfinity. What if I told you that you can have reliable, intelligent Wi-Fi, and you can keep it the same price for 5 whole years? That's the Xfinity 5-year price guarantee. Imagine Wi-Fi that fixes everything in your home before it sniffs out problems, before you even notice them. That makes everything in your home work together. Super intelligent Wi-Fi with a 6th sense. That lets you stream the game even when the whole family's online. All your devices working in perfect harmony for 5 whole years. The best part, there's no annual contracts. There's no hidden fees. Xfinity's best equipment included. Listen, a lot changes in 5 years. Championships are won. Records are broken. Your Wi-Fi should stay reliable and stay the same. Lock in your price. Unlock the possibilities with Xfinity. Learn more at Xfinity.com. Xfinity, imagine that. Select plans only. Restrictions apply. All right, joining us, I'm very excited, the head coach of the Atlanta Falcons and a favorite son of the Delaware Valley, my man, Kevin Stefanski on the Xfinity mobile call-in line. It's a Hoagie hangout with my man, Kev. What's up, brother?
Cuz, good to see you, buddy.
You look great. God bless you.
Happy to be with you this morning. I was enjoying hearing some Phillies talk on the other side of that.
You,
I'm down. Hey, I'm down in Braves land, so I'm always listening for my Philly stuff.
I know you are. And in so many ways, it shaped you, right? Like this region, you're a son of this region. And, we're celebrating 250 years, and we always like to highlight our people. Take us back for a moment. And when you think back to where you're at now, two-time NFL Coach of the Year, a big, big deal. How did this town get you where you're at? Like, what impact did it have on you?
Man, I mean, we're all a product of our environment, and obviously, growing up in that town, you better have thick skin. Having I got three brothers, so I know what I can. When I get home during the summer, which I was just with my family for a good break, you're just you're beating each other up. You're just beating each other up, and that's the Philly town, and watching the home run derby and seeing the crowd and how they responded. That was taking me back to my youth. I was there at the All-Star game, the NBA All-Star game, when Kobe got booed every time he touched the ball. If you remember, he had said something about, I want to cut their hearts out, and
Yes.
and it didn't matter that Kobe's a Lower Merion kid, and it's just, if you're against us, you're against us. But when you're with us, you are 100% with us. And there's so much I take from just growing up a fan of all the sports teams in town, and just that idea that if you play hard, the city will love you.
You know what it is too with us? We're such a sports town, man. We love it. And New York is New York, and LA's entertainment, and DC's politics, Chicago's the money, the whole thing. Philadelphia is sports. Like, you grew up, Dad was GM of the Sixers, right? Like a big time NBA guy. We just all love it.
Well, when I grew up, I would tell you, certainly around basketball, but my first memories are being in the locker room, at St. Joe's University for a couple of the Hawk Hill games. I remember hanging out there. My dad was the coach at Monsignor Bonner, where he played. I think they won the Catholic League title in =83. I was just a baby. I was about one, but so much of my life, I feel like I was raised in the Palestra, or in high school gyms all over the Delaware Valley. So just it's a core part of how I was brought up in that town. Certainly around basketball. Obviously, I pivoted to football because I wasn't good enough in basketball. But just there's so many cool characters in that city, especially on the basketball side. And I think of Speedy Morris, who's somebody that's been a friend of mine and my family my whole life. Speedy's known me since I was a kid. Fran Dunphy, just these great characters that I grew up around in that unbelievable basketball town.
What was the impetus to football? When did you realize that you loved it? Obviously, you're at the prep and it's power and the whole thing. But when did you realize, like, you know what, I love this sport?
Oh man, I always loved sports, period. But for me, growing up, it was football and basketball, and I just wasn't good enough basketball wise. So that my career that made the decision for me. But man, I loved football growing up. I mean, Reggie White was my guy. That like '92
Yes.
defense. I'm 82, so I'm 10 years old then. I could really give you that whole Buddy Ryan defense. But Reggie White was my guy. I can remember being a kid, having a plain white T-shirt, and I asked my mom to write number 92 on the back of it. So I always loved the sport. I started playing early. I was in third grade when I started playing tackle football, 75-pound team, the Conestoga Generals. And like a lot of us that are involved in sports when we're kids, you can remember that feeling of those games and what it was like at an early age. So I fell in love with the game of football at a very early age, and then I was lucky to play. Mentioned played at St. Joe's Prep. We were good. It's nowhere near what they're doing now. Coach Roken's got a powerhouse there now, and he's doing a great job. But we're a good team. We won some games. Had a great coach, and Gil Brooks was my coach all 4 years at the Prep, and then was blessed to stay in town and play at Penn. So the game's been very, very good to me. I've had a love affair with this game for a very long time, and it's been very good to me.
Yeah, you know what I love too? You were always at the forefront. Like, I look at where offense is today and how, packages you could run out of a heavy pack, throw out of a heavy package, and like you look at motion with a purpose. Like you were at the forefront of this, under center, play action. That's always been you, and it's amazing because now it's in vogue. It's what everybody wants to do.
It's interesting, and things are so cyclical in sports. I came at this, talking about being a product of our environment. I came at this. I played defensive back in college, and as a safety, I knew what play action felt like for a safety. When you're going to fill the run, and you're like, oh, there goes the ball over your head. That was. I know what that looks like, and I know how difficult that is to defend. So I come at it from the perspective of what creates the most conflict for the defense. And there's 1,000 ways to skin the cat, but I just always gravitated towards that type of offense. And I was blessed, again, as a young coach, because you're learning, and I'm a sponge, and I'm listening. And early on, I had Brad Childress and Darrell Bevel, the version of the West Coast offense, right from Coach Reed and what they were doing in Philly. I had Norv Turner and the digit system when Norv was an offense coordinator for us out at the Vikings. I've had all these different ways of playing offense come in and out of my life. And then Gary Kubiak and I were together for one season in 2019 at the Vikings. I was the offense coordinator. Gary was the consultant, or whatever Gary's title was that year, but he was my right-hand man, and man, did I lean on him. And we weren't even together for one calendar year, but the impact that Gary had on me personally, professionally, schematically, you name it, because I always felt that when I watched a Kubiak offense or a Kubiak Shanahan offense, I always was enamored. And I said, hey, if I ever get my chance, I want it to look like that. And when I did get my chance, I had Gary Kubiak sitting right next to me, and I had Clint Kubiak, who's a dear friend, was our quarterbacks coach that season. So that really shaped what I believe in this game. And not to say that, there's not one right way, but you're right. It is becoming more in vogue. And I just believe there's certain things that you can do from under center that I think have a better effect on the defense. Not to say, listen, if you have the talent and the guys and you want to get in five wide and just be in shotgun and score a bunch of points, and you have the ability to do that, God bless you.
Right.
Score points any which way you can. But I certainly was raised in the profession maybe to lean into some of those under center things.
Yeah, and it's fascinating because if you look on the other side of the ball with what Seattle does, which is a lot of kind of like a matchup zone type of thing, where you'll kind of drop back and do your zone blitz, and you'll know who's coming, and you're not tipping off anything. It's the perfect kind of antidote for that, which is why I love it. I had lunch with Spags the other day, and we were talking about like attacking, and it's like that style that you play, that scheme that you run, is so difficult for a defense because you just don't know what's going to happen. Well,
you just mentioned Spags. You mentioned Spags, when I interned with the Eagles in the summer of 2005. Spags was the linebackers coach, I believe, then. And he's somebody that's been great to me over my career, just a good friend. But think about, when you're playing his defenses, when you're game planning for Spags defense, that is not a fun week because it's just like, hey, he might zero you at any moment. He may drop into cover two. The unpredictability that Spags has in an attacking style. And then you mentioned Seattle and Mike McDonald, and you hit it right there, nail on the head. Like the versatility that they have in that scheme to be able to do so many different things, and not just the players. Think about guys that can blitz and could also drop in coverage, a defensive end that can cover a tight end and then rush the passer, a nickel that can then play safety, a corner that can play safety. So I think, as I've seen over the years, the defensive coaches in this business are really, really good. I got to work under Mike Zimmer for a bunch of years, Leslie Frazier, just going against some of these coaches, Spags, Mike McDonald, you name them, Coach Fangio, who I think has had a huge influence on the defenses that people are playing these days, because a lot of those far crosses, as we call them, have gone down a little bit. The depth of the throws have gone down, as everybody has seen. And I really give Coach Fangio a ton of credit because of his shell or his two-eye defense have really put the umbrella on those type of concepts. So I'm a fan of the schematics of this thing. I feel like I'm a historian, even though I haven't been doing this forever. But in 20 seasons, I've seen it runs the gamut of different defenses coming in, and as offensive coaches, we're putting up schemes, and then the defensive coaches who are really good, they find a way to take it away, and then you better pivot, and then you better pivot again. So there are core things that I believe in, but I also know you don't want to let this game pass you by. You better be on top of the different schemes that people are employing every single season.
Well, that's a big part of you. Like, you're always on top of stuff. You've always been big with analytics, understanding what's going on. I want to talk quarterbacks with you. I'm enamored. I love it. My kid's a quarterback. I just love everything about it. You got Baker and Coach Joe, it's amazing. He's just a walking arm, Flacco. Where is the position today? And you're going to go into a situation where you got a real good young one in Michael Penix with a big arm, and then you got a veteran guy that really understands how to run the offense in Tua. Where are we at with that position?
Man, we've come, again, going back, my first season in the NFL, 2006, it really was the pocket passer. Really, if you want to go way back, because let's go back to Randall Cunningham, right? Was the league ready for that type of talent? Were they ready to explore like that ability to make plays with your legs outside of the framework of a scheme and get him on the move? So I just think we as a league, teams have done a great job of adapting to the style of play, adapting to quarterbacks now that can really hurt you with their legs as well. So some of the pocket passers, that's really, you see that less so coming out of high school. You see that less so coming out of college, and you see guys that are more have movement skills. My first season with it's not my first season, my 2009 season, we had Brett Favre out there in Minnesota, and
right.
I mean, talk about arm talent. I mean,
right.
I've been around Flacco and Favre. I mean, these guys, the ball just comes flying off their hand, but they didn't hurt you outside the pocket. Think about Peyton Manning. Peyton has the best sack percentage of anybody in league history, and this is a guy who really, I'm going to say is a pocket passer. He's not going to get out of it, but he found a way to win from the pocket, and oh, by the way, wouldn't let you sack him because he was so smart and get the ball out of his hands. So I think where we're seeing the game go certainly is our guys that can make plays outside the pocket. You've seen the dual threat quarterback has certainly been important. Even, I mean, obviously everybody thinks about Lamar, but going against Lamar all those years, Lamar can hurt you from the pocket just as easily as he can run. And then the guys like Josh Allen and Patrick Mahomes, who are really smart runners, obviously Josh Allen being so big and can hurt you that way, but smart runners when they take off and run. So I think the evolution that I've seen and we've all seen as fans across the last 20 years, if you will, has been certainly quarterbacks that can hurt you both with their arm and with their legs.
Yeah, it was interesting what Ben Johnson did with Caleb last year, and you saw by the middle toward the end of the season how it started to click for him, how all of a sudden he was climbing the pocket instead of just kind of bailing right or left and making those throws because he's got great arm talent. But the idea of manipulating the pocket, like those guys that you talked about, Peyton, and it's about understanding subtle movements, climbing the pocket, and guys that are gifted athletically can still do that and be effective.
Without a doubt. Drew Brees was the guy. I always watched his tape. I made a lot of cut-ups of his pocket movement. And I know he wasn't tall and he'd get up on his toes, but man, the way he would subtly move in that pocket and be able to escape on a 45-degree angle right, escape left, stick in there, stick the landing, and stand and deliver in the face of pressure was unbelievable. So I'm a fan of the position. I also know, listen, there's no cookie cutter thing. You don't want to box yourself in and say, hey, my quarterback has to look like this. And we as coaches, it's our job to win and emphasize what the guy's strengths are and play to their strengths. And then, like all of us, minimize weaknesses. But what you can't do is say there's just one way to play the position, because as we've seen over the course of history, and certainly recent history, there's not one way to win.
What did your time in Cleveland teach you about the game, right? Like 2-time coach of the year. You broke the drought, the playoff drought in Cleveland. What did that teach you?
Yeah, unbelievable. 6 seasons there. Was treated so great by the city, by ownership, by everybody there. So I look back and of course you're disappointed in how it ends. That's obvious. But man, I was so lucky to be around some amazing people. What you try to learn, I would say, is be an everyday constant learner. So there are things that we do here at the Falcons that I've learned. Started out doing it one way, I failed, and then hey, we're going to do it this way. And so you're constantly adapting. So I have this, and I want our players, I want our coaches to have this growth mindset of, man, if we just stay stuck in our ways and we just do it the same way every time, we're not being fair to our football team. So man, over the course of 6 seasons, it's a long list of things that I feel like we improved. Not to say that I've got it all figured out, because I don't. But man, I'm excited about the opportunity that we have here, and I'm excited to put into action some of those learning lessons that I've had over 6 seasons.
Yeah, and one last thing about Cleveland, you also had very difficult situation. You had the Deshaun Watson situation to deal with, and then you got Shador coming in, and there's all this noise and external pressure. What was that like, just kind of navigating all the noise? Because there's a lot of noise that you had to deal with.
Yeah, luckily, because I get to avoid the noise. I get to put my blinders on and go to work. And just the guys you mentioned, I loved working with our guys. Like we had so much fun. Again, do we wish we won more? Of course. But I believe very, very, very strongly in those young men as people. So what we do when we check in and we punch the clock over here, the noise, the news, and it's constant. And I understand that. I'm a fan. I get it.
Yeah.
But as in our roles, man, we really put the blinders on and stay focused. And that's kind of how I've always been. That's kind of how I operate. But man, I was blessed to work with a lot of great people there.
Yeah, I remember Andy telling me that you almost need, like, that blinders is so important where you just can't pay attention to anything. Like, it's why, like, he would laugh, he would joke, and he'd say, because he allowed me to be embedded with him for a couple of seasons. And I realized that it's all purpose. Like, you got to give me what I need to know from your PR guy and all your staff, right? But anything other than that, I'm going to just block it out and focus on what I need to focus on, which is the team itself and what I got to do on a daily basis.
You need truth tellers. You need people around you. You mentioned PR. You mentioned guys on your staff, coaches that they can walk in, close the door, and say, "Hey, you're missing this." And I'm very, very lucky to have those people on my staff, and have had people like that around me, because I do think that's important. So there is a balance where what's important. Keep the main thing the main thing. Keep football the main. What's in front of us, that's what's most important. But don't ignore. You have to acknowledge if there's something that's going on, and if you have to address it with the football team, you have to address it with players. Like, that happens all the time.
Right.
But I don't think to do our job to the best of our ability, to do our job for our clubs and our franchises, to do it the right way, you can't pay too much attention to what's going on the outside. I don't think that's fair. Ultimately, to your football team.
There's a great story. Dick Vermeil, you've probably heard this story. During the bicentennial in 1976, they were at 250. He's like, "What's all that noise?" And they were like, "Coach, it's the bicentennial celebration."
I have not heard that. I 100% believe it, though, because we get in our world, and I could tell you exactly what I'm doing at Wednesday during the season at 9:52 a.m. I could tell you, but that's kind of all I know. I don't know what's going on in the world. So that's where Friday evenings, Friday date nights with my wife, she kind of catches me up with what's going on in the world and with our family, because you're really in the submarine up until then.
Yeah, it's great. I always love the life of a coach, because people don't understand. Like, Spags, when he was out, he took a year sabbatical. And, so we were hanging out because he had no friends outside of football. Like, I was it. So he'd say, "Yeah, I got to go to the CVS to get a prescription. Like, he had no idea. I'm like, yeah, well, you get the script and you go. He's like, listen, when I'm sick, I just go to the trader to give me something and it's done. Like, it's.
That's exactly right. Yeah. When the season's over, I'll find myself at home and I'll be like, hey, hon, where do we keep the forks? She's like, this guy.
Why Atlanta? You could have went. You had many options. Why Atlanta?
Well, there's a lot of reasons to that, and you know, when I got let go in Cleveland, very early on, I told my agent, I said, "Hey, listen, I'm not burned out. I'm ready to roll. I'm excited about an opportunity. If an opportunity comes, if it doesn't, and I'm an offensive coordinator somewhere, great. If that doesn't work out and I go sit out a year, great. I'm open to all of it, but I certainly want to explore as many options as I can." And I spoke to a bunch of teams and had awesome experience doing that. You know, just being able to sit down with Eric DeCosta in Baltimore, talk to Tom Brady, with the Raiders, just some really cool people that I admire around the league, and a lot of friends and different teams that I talk to, people that I know. Just fun to talk ball and talk shop and see if we share a vision. So that was a very interesting time, just kind of talking to everybody. You know, it's the speed dating portion of my life, I guess, as you go through this.
Yes.
But very early, with Atlanta and the things that this organization stands for, Arthur Blank, the person that he is and what he's done in this town. And then Matt Ryan was a huge draw. Matt, speaking of guys from Philly, Matt was a guy that we knew each other, didn't know each other well, but knew each other enough to pick up the phone and talk. And just when you start talking ball with a guy like Matt, and you see how similarly we see the game and the things that the core beliefs that we believe in that will never change. Once you start to rhythm up, you're like, all right, that's who I want to go to battle with. That's the type of guy that I want to go put this thing together with. And I'd say that was a huge draw to this place.
Yeah, Matt's a great man, great football mind. It's funny because he was that quarterback who was just a winner. Like, I remember watching, it was a torrential rain at Boston College. It was Thursday night. They're down 13-0. 2 touchdown drives in the fourth quarter to win the game. Makes the perfect reads. Like, he just always had that knack. And I think that's why, as an executive, he's going to be a success.
Yeah, he's so competitive. He wants it so badly. He has the knowledge of this town, this organization. He's seen it all. And when you're a quarterback, you haven't maybe been in the boardroom, like the literal boardroom, but you've been in the proverbial boardroom. You're the head of the franchise. You've been in all those, the dealing with the media, dealing with the locker room and those type of things. So it's a very, very natural role for Matt to be the leader of our football program. And I really enjoy, we get to work together very closely every single day. And sometimes it's talking about the X's and O's. And sometimes it's talking about, the draft and how the plan that we have moving forward and those type of things. But he's uniquely situated to succeed in this building just because of all the things that he's been through as a player.
Hey, when you take this job and the first time you address the players, like, what do you say? And then individually, you sit down with Michael and you have your vision, right? Like, but as a group, when you're in front of that group, what did you say? Like, what's the way to rally them and start to get the culture build or buy-in?
Yeah, I think there's that first meeting, of course, that everybody thinks about and talks about. But man, there's so many touch points after that. And it's not one meeting, hey, this is what we're going to do, and then let's go do it. You really have to constantly remind your football team how you win, how you plan to win. And that's something that I took from Gary Kubiak, where never miss an opportunity to tell your football team how you win. And so a big part for us has been establishing what we believe in. And I say that because there's 32 teams, and there's 32 philosophies of how to do it. And I can't begrudge any other teams, but what they plan to do and how they plan to do it. But this is what's important to us. These are the things that are non-negotiables. These are the things that we believe in. And this is how we're going to win. This is how we're going to play offense, how we're going to play defense, how we're going to play special teams. And be very specific to your players so that you choose an identity for your football team. There's a quote I always use: choose your identity or someone else will choose it for you. So we chose our identity. We were very specific about how we want to play and how we want to work around this building. But it's not just a one-time only deal. You got to constantly reinforce that messaging, both literally, but then reinforce it on the football field, on the grass. If we say we're going to be physically tough, it's got to look physically tough on the field, on the grass. It's got to be hard in the weight room. Those are the type of things that I just believe in, constantly reminding your football team the things that are important to you, and not worrying so much about what's important to everybody else.
Yeah, and one of the things I've learned is that people, I think, get it mixed up a little bit. It's not about liking someone. Players respond to competency. Like if they go, oh, this guy knows what he's talking about. This guy, and you have to show it, right? You don't say it. You got to show it. And if they believe that you're competent, he knows what he's doing, they'll follow you.
Absolutely. And you want to have relationships with your players where they understand that you have their best interest in mind and that you're going to help them play better. And whether play better means you win or play better means you get a contract because of it. If a player knows a coach can help them, they're all ears. And players are very, very, very smart. I think just the nature of who the young men are now, they've seen it all. They can kind of see through you if you're not being authentic. So my perspective, and what our coaches do here is, hey, just be who you are every single day and help our players get better. Are we going to be demanding of the players? Absolutely. And that's what players ultimately want. But man, you got to make sure they know that they can trust you. You have their best interest in mind. And then our job as a coaching staff is to get the best version of you on the football field.
You're so right about these players today and how dedicated they are to the craft. They just had the O-line masterminds in Texas. They had the sack summit in Vegas that Crosby does, right? They had the tight ends get together. These position groups, they're all about kind of exchanging ideas and they're watching tape. It's amazing the evolution of the player. And I think the cerebral nature of it really stands out. They're way more dedicated today. It's different. The culture is different around it.
Culture is different. Also, they have access to so much more film than 20 years ago, and access to being able to pick up the phone and go do those summits that you're talking about and trade ideas. The NFL football group, it's a brethren, whether you're talking players or coaches. There's a lot of, there are no trade secrets. So it's not like you're giving away your playbook, but man, we talk a lot about different schemes and, hey, I'm watching this. Hey, I watch what you did on this play. I'll text a buddy a play number. What were the rules you gave this receiver? Was it a choice route or did he have to break out, et cetera, et cetera? How'd you read this? Did you read it top down? Did you read it low to high? So that happens a lot in our profession. Again, not where you're going to overdo it and give away your playbook, but man, I feel like I could go through all 32 teams and say, hey, that's a friend of mine's there, a friend of mine's there. So you try to help each other as much as you can.
What do you look at when you look at Penix? What do you see? There was at the combine, he threw a ball it was like he was in the hallway. He threw it across the hallway through an open door into a conference room to a guy, right? It was I could close my eyes and hear the ball.
Yeah.
When you see, what does he got to do? Because I'm involved with his arm.
Yeah, it brings new meaning to, I'll say to the quarterback when they drive a ball, it's got to hug the ceiling. So I guess he literally was hugging the ceiling. Mike's a great, great, great young man. I've loved getting to know him, just watching him over the course of these months. He's rehabbing his injuries still. So he's able to practice, which was great in the offseason program. But the most important thing right now for Mike is just getting healthy, and he's doing awesome. So I'm very excited about that. And then just being around him in the meeting room, just watching how his brain works. Because the thing you got to remember, and Mike's a great example, think about how many different offensive systems he's been in, both in college and now in the pros. So he's heard different ways of doing things and different ways of reading things. And there's so much nuance in our game. I always say what separates these schemes, we're all running the same plays, give or take. But
Right.
what separates them are the nuance and what we as coaches, hey, this is the important part of this, and we're going to teach it this way. So I think he's got a great head on his shoulder where he's been taught and coached very, very well. And then we're giving him maybe a little bit different way of thinking about this play or this read, and watching him take all that in as I sit in there in the quarterback room and I get to watch our coaches and our players interact. I see a young man that really wants to be great. So he's been awesome to be around.
And you're so right about those voices. All like, look at Jalen, right? Hurts has had 8 different OCs, 7 different OCs, and all that verbiage is different. Everything, it's a lot on a quarterback to hear all that messaging.
It really is, and it's like learning a new language each year. Maybe language isn't fair. It's a new dialect.
Yeah,
It's all
might
all be English, but there's a different way of pronouncing words. And I mean, it can be hard, from a snap count cadence type thing. If you're changing that year to year, that can be a challenge. But I've been around a lot of quarterbacks that have been in different systems, and it makes them better because they've been exposed to a concept. And they can say, okay, the concept that we're putting in is very similar to that, but now we're going to emphasize this portion of the route maybe a little bit differently. Or, hey, this has always been a 5-step concept, but they're going to have me take, a stretch 5 and it's a tighter hitch, whatever it might be.
Yeah.
You get to be exposed to different ways of teaching. And I think coaches, if we're worth our salt, we're adjusting to our players. We're adjusting to what they see. So I always say this, there's about 1,000 plays in a playbook. If it fits the mind's eye of the quarterback, it's a good play. If it just doesn't fit, get rid of it. We got plenty of other stuff, trust me, that we can come up with. But you really, really want your quarterback to be comfortable out there, because if he's comfortable in the huddle and he's confident in that huddle, he's going to make it work once that ball is snapped.
Hey, I know you got to get out of here in a minute. Couple quick things. One, when you first put the tape on to watch Bijan, what did you see?
It didn't take long because I think it was the second or third play of the season. He took a check down 50 yards for a touchdown. So it wasn't like I had to do, hey, I got a picture of this guy in our system. That was an easy one. Getting to know Bijan as a person has been awesome. And when I first got hired, I had so many people around the building, hey, you're not going to believe this kid, what type of person he is. And sure enough, they were right. I mean, he's wired the right way. He's a first guy in, last guy out, paying attention to in the meeting room, diligent, wants to do it the right way. So on the field, everybody sees that. I mean, just special player, but off the field, it's been fun to be around.
All right. Last thing, Philadelphia sports as a kid. All right. The best Eagles win ever that you experienced and the most crushing defeat that you experienced from the Eagles.
Well, Coach Reed, and I was at the first game of Coach Reed's tenure, Doug Peterson starting at the Vet.
Yeah.
And I think Donovan came in like week 9 of that season. But to be able to see Coach Reed and put that system together to have sustained success, to go to the Super Bowl, to go to those championship games, hard to pick one out. I remember the last game at the Vet. That was the Buccaneers.
Yes, that was 0-2. Yes.
That'd probably be. That was a tough one for a young version of myself. But man, there were so many great times as an Eagles fan, and I go back, of course, Buddy Ryan, Ray Rhodes, and that type of thing.
The Fog Bowl was bad too. That was horrible.
But when Coach Reed had it going, and Donovan just playing at such a high level, it was fun to watch. A program, and I say that because my first job was for Brad Childress, and Brad came right from that. So I wasn't there on the Eagles staff, but I kind of know how it was built out, how they practiced, all the things that were important to Coach Reed. That's really was how I was initially raised in this building.
You know what's funny? You say that Brad was the run in Andy's ear. Brad was always like, no, we got to get away, can't get away from it. And he was the run in his ear.
Yeah, and that's Coach Childress. I mean, he's got a great way about him. You're going to know exactly where he stands, and he's honest. He's so honest to his team, so honest to his coaches, and again, we talked earlier about just being shaped by an environment. I've been so blessed in this profession, but to be a young coach and to be around Brad Childress and Darrell Bevel, our defensive coordinator, my first year was Mike Tomlin. Just being exposed to so many unbelievable football minds, I just can't tell you how lucky I was.
You still a Sixers fan?
Well, I'm whatever fan my dad is working for. So he's currently with the Suns.
Yes.
So I'm a Suns fan.
Yeah.
And
the
local
Pistons.
team.
Yeah.
I was a fan of the Pistons. JB Bickerstaff's a buddy from time in Cleveland. I like the Hawks in town. Quinn Snyder, who was a former Sixers assistant.
Yes.
I'm probably more so the Suns than anybody else.
Yeah. You got to root for Dad, man. That's the bottom line. He's the best. Your father's what a great man. He always fantastic. My brother, I know you got to run. First of all, I love you. We could talk. I could talk to you all day long. Wish you so much success. You're going to kill it. All right, you really are. I just wish you were in the AFC.
We're not playing you guys until playoff time. So, but I appreciate you, buddy, and always following what you're doing as well.
You're the greatest. Thanks, brother. The great Kevin Stefanski.
See you, pal.
See you, buddy.
Dude just exudes competency.
Yes.
Confidence.
So when the Eagles had the OC job
try too hard
open, right? And you remember I was like, Kevin, I want Kevin. Now, I knew he was going to get a head job, so the OC thing wasn't going to work out. But that guy knows offense. Like, he understands. And, like, all the stuff that Mannion is bringing in, that's what Kevin has done. I mean, that's what happens when you're in Minnesota for 14 years and you study all that stuff and he brings up all that, and you see the evolution of football, and then he brings that to Cleveland. Think about winning in Cleveland and how difficult it is to win in that environment. And then you had Deshaun Watson and a massage situation. You have Shador later on and all the noise that brought. Like, imagine having to deal in that environment.
No, it's not. It's
and
not easy at all.
Playoffs.
It seems like a cursed franchise.
In 4 years, they made the playoffs. Like, he was coach of the year twice. It's amazing.
If we clip anything and put it on social media, I hope they pull the clip about him saying, "Ignore the noise, put the blinders on, and just work." And can we tag Nick in that?
It's a great point. Just
put the blinders on, ignore the noise.
It's a great point. It's a great point.
You can't listen to it.
It's a great point that you bring up, man. It really is. Like, that's if Nick can learn something. But listen, I'm not saying you always got to be yourself.
Yeah,
right?
I mean, Nick's a Super Bowl winning quarterback.
Be yourself.
Yeah.
But the nonsense, like when you hear him speak and you have like he was in a relaxed conversation. Work hasn't started, right?
Yeah.
I've known him for a long time, right? So he's comfortable. I'm not going to, I'm not looking to, I don't know, be a stirrer, a bleep stirrer. I'm not looking to do that, right? Like we're having a conversation. So he's relaxed. Like you could see the choice of words when you answer a question, right? To have a conversation, but to also be mindful about what you're saying.
Mm-hmm. And just like, I could have been like, "You're a clown, you stink." He doesn't care.
No.
He wouldn't care.
I told the story earlier this week, I think, when I was walking behind Andy Reid. There was a game. Now, remember, this is like 02, 03, maybe even 04. I don't know, somewhere around that. But I just remember walking, and the Eagles were losing in halftime. Now, imagine all the games they won during that period of time, right? They were losing in halftime. And it was a close game. The offense was sputtering. Donovan was sputtering a little bit. And the thing, we're walking through the tunnel, and I was next to Butchie, who's the security guy. And I'm trailing Andy. And as a reporter, as a writer, really, I'm always looking around, trying to observe everything. I love to observe.
Mm-hmm.
The fans, like walking under the tunnel that were like hanging over pointing at him, screaming at him, saying that, like things that if you heard, you, even with your pacifist self, you would be looking to kill somebody. Like stuff that nobody should hear.
Right.
You know,
Yeah.
about your weight, your family, all this stuff, like awful stuff. Like, dude, like, come on, man.
Right.
Like, what are you doing? But there was just this blinders.
Yeah.
Press conference, blinders. Like, to run an organization like that, you have to
You gotta
do
be
this.
even keeled.
Yeah, yes.
Like, I call him a bum, a clown, whatever. He doesn't care. If I call it the Nick, and Nick's won a Super Bowl,
He'll fight you.
he'll be like, "Oh, who you got? I got a Super Bowl. You got a Super Bowl."
Right.
It's like, just ignore me. I'm a dope. Just ignore me.
That's it. I think Nick's deal is that he needs to not stop trying to prove what he's done, who he is.
Yes.
And maybe it's because he had a meteoric rise.
Right.
And people were like, well, who's this guy? And it was like, and he never played big time football. He didn't coach big time football. That he came from, the smaller, which a lot of great coaches come from, right?
Yes.
But like, there's that chip on his shoulder that he needs to prove that he's worthy of it.
Right. And he has. He's won a Super Bowl. Just chill.
Yeah.
Do your thing.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, it's great. It's great advice. All right. Let's take a quick TO. We'll come back and it's Pat time. The editor from the editor's desk coming up next. But first, a word from our friends.
If you've been thinking about upgrading your mattress, now is the time. It's Ashley's Mattress Free-for-All, and it's happening this week only, and they got some incredible deals. You can get interest-free financing, free delivery, and even free mattress upgrades. That means you can get a king mattress for the price of a queen or score a free adjustable base upgrade on select purchases. Plus, you'll get a free gift with every mattress purchase. It's one of the best mattress events of the year, so don't miss Ashley's Mattress Free-for-All, happening now, but only for a limited time. For the past 30 years, Golden Nugget Jewelers has operated out of the very same location in the heart of Philadelphia. Customers from across Pennsylvania, New Jersey, even Baltimore, New York City have come to Golden Nugget Jewelers to find that perfect engagement ring, wedding band, or gift. Their staff is highly trained and dedicated to providing a personalized experience. I've gone there a couple of times. I had to replace a diamond in a ring. I had to get a necklace. They're not pushy. The staff is super informative. It's just a great shopping experience. They have a vast selection of engagement rings and wedding bands, along with high-end watches, fashion jewelry, sparkling diamond necklaces, bracelets, earrings, and everything else you could think of. You receive a final cleaning and written appraisal with every engagement ring purchase. And Golden Nugget Jewelers, they're family-owned. They've been operating since 1987, right there on Chestnut Street at 8th in downtown Philadelphia. You deserve an expert, and you deserve the best price. Golden Nugget Jeweler, where Philly gets engaged. Visit goldennuggetjewelry.com. If you've been thinking about upgrading your mattress, now is the time. It's Ashley's Mattress Free-for-All, and it's happening this week only, and they got some incredible deals. You can get interest-free financing, free delivery, and even free mattress upgrades. That means you can get a king mattress for the price of a queen or score a free adjustable base upgrade on select purchases. Plus, you'll get a free gift with every mattress purchase. It's one of the best mattress events of the year, so don't miss Ashley's Mattress Free-for-All, happening now, but only for a limited time.
Extra, extra, read all about it.
This just in, ladies and gentlemen, and all the ships at sea. It's time for headlines from the editor's desk with Pat McClune.
There he is, the dignified editor.
How are you, boys? Some things never change. We have a LaSalle guy following a St. Joe's prep guy. And you're like a kid in a candy store. You get to talk football with an NFL coach who grew up an Eagles fan and has the same sensibilities as you. You could have done that for 4 hours.
Pat, I loved it, right? Like I could have, I knew he had up until 10 a.m. And I was like, I'm going to exhaust every second of his time during this thing because you're right. I absolutely love it, man. I love talking ball. I love his offense. I love the way he looks at quarterbacks. Like, doesn't he, like, to me, that's what I want out of an offensive coach. I love his offense.
Right. And you hope some of the things he said tangentially about Mannion are that what Kevin has going for him is that he's got a lot of people that he learned from and he picked up different things along there. And the hope is that Mannion in quarterback rooms did the same kind of thing.
Yes. Yes. Because this is what now, it's a lot of work for Jalen because it's completely different. And he's had a ton of voices in his head. Like, having all those OCs, I know we say it, but I don't think we understand the gravity of it. When you're cycling through offensive coordinators like that, like imagine that snapshot of 4th down and Jalen goes to the sidelines and there's Nick and Petullo. And it's like,
right.
And if you're Jalen, you're like, I just want an answer. Give me a play that gives me the answers, right? You're the player. And they're looking at each other and, and then he goes, well, I guess, we're going to run the 4 verts or whatever. But like, that's where a guy like Stefanski is going to go, hey, let's run jet,
right.
whatever.
And all you need to know, if people don't quite grasp that, is just ask yourselves where you are in this day and with time with the Eagles, that the Eagles, at the very least now, everybody takes solace in the consistency of knowing that it's a Vic Fangio-led defense. On the other side of the ball is exactly what, Jalen and the Eagles haven't had. So, if people can relate to it that way, that the comfort of how comfortable fans feel that Vic Fangio is running the defense, that, that's what you're hoping for in your offense as well.
Right. You just want like I brought up competency. Like players, that's the number one thing about, like they looked at Parcells, that guy knows what he's doing. Like whatever it is, great coaches, right? Are they competent? Is the coach competent? Does he know how to win and orchestrate and get me better? Because truthfully, that's all they want. They're not looking for, some are looking for, a little loving or a little father figure, whatever. But ultimately, they're looking to succeed at what they've done their whole lives.
Right. Yep. And they want to know, like you said, that there's a level of competency over there. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Before we get to the headlines, we just got done that conversation about Nick. I'm curious about where you line up on Sirianni. And, you saw about the AI stuff and you saw about, kind of how he is prone to the emotional outbursts and that sort of thing.
Right. It's funny. I kind of struggle with the notion that, you see him fly off the handle from time to time, and the Eagles would tell you that one of his great strengths is this, emotional intelligence or whatever, so I guess you can have both, but, I was one of those guys that wrongly would have let Sirianni go after that 1 year. And Nick does have a body of work right now that he can fall back on, but he has a body of work that he could fall back on and just not get the red ass so easily, when you get that body of work, shouldn't you start to let stuff go in one ear and out the other by virtue of that?
Yeah, we just had this conversation,
right?
Like Andy Reid, when he first got here, nobody knew him. He came from obscurity as the quarterbacks coach in Green Bay. He didn't care what anybody said. Didn't have any. Was like this. Like you could all be yelling and screaming. The place could be on fire. Villagers with torches. He didn't care.
And I also enjoyed that you can't put VG in a box, and he's a man of many talents and interests. So I enjoyed that you brought up what you see as the pacifist part of him. So that was good.
All right, let's go headlines, baby.
Okay. All right. Before I go into the headline, I'll give you the 5 headlines, and then I'm going to tell you the one thing something that grabbed me this week But Kevin, in the conversation about Kevin Stefanski, was a much better way to start. But the headlines are double Phillies, Eagles / NFL, and milestones.
Ooh.
So we'll get to those in a second. The one thing I wanted to point out is that the three of us have many faults and stuff, but we all share a love for Philadelphia and a sensibility about Philadelphia. And while we've done this over the weeks, we've brought up some things to kick around stuff about Philadelphia. And I just thought it was fabulous this week that a quintessential Philadelphian thing that I've never seen done is people are out there that are trying to get together a parallel parking contest.
I heard about that. That's fantastic.
I love that. Yeah. Do you know how many guys? You got to have at least one friend that says, I'd go in and win that thing.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Parallel parking.
I got 5 of them. Right.
I was just walking home from the South Street Beer Garden with a group, and my friend Dana caught it. She was walking her bike. She's like, I know I can win this. Like, she took out all the information. She's in on it. Like,
yeah.
Go have at it.
I'm going to take out a friend by name. Chuck Bausman, who at one point was the sports editor and was a sports editor in Camden and up in Michigan. Just a great guy, good newsman, guy we would get along with great. One time during lunch, me, Chuck, and Eddie Barkowitz, I think we went down to Shank and Evelyn's at the time down. And so Chuck drives, and we went down there, and Chuck parallel parked. And by the time we got done, we were like up on a hill against a tree and stuff. And Eddie took a photo of it, and, because Eddie's a row house guy as I am. And we just won't let Chuck come up for air. I mean, so when I saw so we know that the text between me, Eddie, and Bausman went right out once I saw the parallel parking.
I can see Chuck. He would probably he'd be on the curb.
Yeah, he's a Jersey driveway guy, and that's nothing wrong with us.
Yeah.
I'm in Havertown now, and there was a time that I would have said I could parallel park with the best of them. I still hold my own. I know what I'm doing. But, over the years with the simplicity of pulling right in and having spaces or whatever, there you go.
Yeah, that's the greatest. Yeah. That's the greatest. Well, driving home at 3 in the morning, 4 in the morning.
That's another challenge.
Looking for a spot in South Philly back in the day. Oh, my God.
Yeah.
It was the worst.
Yeah, that was another great thing that everything was flawless with the World Cup and Meg Kane or whatever. My son Brendan lives in Fairmount and was dreading it because of the parking situation near Lemon Hill. And they set up something with permits or whatever. And he said it was like bliss during the World Cup. You could get that spot at 3 in the morning that you could never normally get. And so going back to normalcy would be tough. But Megan, everybody solved that as well.
Yeah, she was amazing. Just amazing.
Yeah.
All right, let's go Phillies.
Yes, that's
Phillies
what I was going to
won.
suggest. One of the Phillies. And our headline on that one is going to be right turns never work. On 3 of the 5, 3 of the 5, I think, are things that we could come up with lists or talk about today. So, keep me moving if I get bogged down in some of this. But we often say that, the 3 of us have been around this for a while. We're no new guys. But the longer you've been around it, the more you appreciate that you've never seen everything. You're never, ever going to see everything. And that was one the other night with that play where Crawford got jammed up in the rundown, and then JT. I never saw anything like that. It was so stupid. And I'd make the argument, guys, I think JT has the best baseball IQ on the team.
That's what was so crazy about the whole play. He's the smartest, most mature guy on the team, and he totally became a bonehead.
Yes. It just went.
Yeah.
And, it was exacerbated by the fact that it was against the Dodgers, and it brought back the Kerkering thing that, that kind of panic. But I will say that Kerkering and JT do share one thing in common. They both owned it. And I'm all about, You know, guys out there, if Kenny Atkinson, the coach of the Cavaliers, had to do that, he would tell you why he did the right thing and getting thrown out at second base. You know, some of these guys,
I will say this, though.
He said, hey, that was really stupid. I don't know why I did that.
You can't go on contact there. Not with the corners up.
Right.
Not with the corners up. You can't go on contact.
Momentary thing, and it got on Muncy so fast. Crawford made a bad move, and he's screwed. But JT's got to eat it. He's there.
Right.
He's got to eat it. Say, you're not coming back here, buddy. You know, what are you going to do? You know.
Well, but when you had lefty, it was lefty. So Morris was up, and you had lefty. That's why it's not even on Crawford as much as that can't be your plan. You can't go. You got to read first.
Well, I guess Crawford had said, the coach said, on contact unless it's third base, the hit. So Crawford did own it, and later on in quotes. So the coaching was right.
It was right.
Just feels like the Dodgers just cause so much stress that they're just not. They just trying too hard and pressing.
Yeah. But anyway, I'm going to rattle off some dumb, boneheaded plays over the years, and maybe you guys will think about them. But I went through it. All right, ready? Leon Lett twice. Miracle at the Meadowlands. Reek Woolen, who were hoping for great things last year with the Seahawks. The Jim Marshall wrong way. Chris Webber's timeout at the end of the game.
Yeah, that's the first thing that came to my mind was the timeout.
Any guy at any level in football that spikes the ball before he gets to the end zone. And then,
well, you know, Deshaun dropped it before he got to the goal line.
Yeah, and I bet you, Anthony, in the last 10 years, that's happened 5 or 6 times.
Yeah.
And there's absolutely no excuse for it. Once you get in, man, I don't care what you do, but get in first. And then the last one's more recent was like something out of a Saturday morning cartoon when the U.S. goalie went out in that World Cup game against Belgium and kind of he was just kick the ball the hell out of there, you know? I mean, that's like schoolyard kickball instinct has to come in there. Get it out of there, you know? But it was great doing a little research, boys, because it reminded me that Leon Lett it was really dumb twice.
Yeah, epically dumb twice. Yeah. Listen, the Phillies give you a run, buddy.
Yes.
You know, this team, and can I say this because you brought up Kirkering? He can't pitch against the Dodgers. I would not pitch. 2 guys do not pitch against the Dodgers. Kirkering and Nola.
Hey, and you got them both last night. And, I'll finish at some other point about more stuff, but that's going to come up. But, Anthony, you're absolutely right. Absolutely right.
I mean, look, that kid, Kirkering, he just is the deer in the headlights. He's just a deer in the headlights. It's amazing.
Yeah. I mean, the problem I have with Kirkering is fundamental is you can't bring in a guy with people on base that's not going to throw strikes. How many 4-pitch walks has that kid had?
I know. I mean, I'll be honest with you. I don't think he can pitch here.
I don't either.
I think he needs to go.
I would move him if I
he could. He needs to go somewhere
Anaheim.
Benign. Yes.
Yeah, benign. All right, we'll get a little more Phillies, but we'll go crazy on the NFL. I want to go to the category I call milestones.
Yeah.
Now, you don't have the headline. VG doesn't have the headline. Julia has the headline, and she's sitting on it because I want to see, and your track record is off the charts. This one struck me, and I jotted it down as one of our things this week. Boys, there was since the last time I spoke to you, there was an absolute gigantic milestone in sports that happened in the past week. Do any one of you have where I'm going with this?
Does it involve running?
Yes.
Aha. I think I know where you're going. Is it a miler?
Yes, it was.
Yeah.
Very good, BG.
I have it
Impressed.
loaded as a nug at some point.
Yes. So our headline is the shortest mile. Okay. And Anthony, it brings up a bigger point about the way stuff has been done over the years and how our likes and interests and what sells changes. This is Josh Kerr from Britain, who broke the world record in the mile. He ran a 3:42.66 this week, broke the record held by a Moroccan gentleman that stood for 27 years.
Wow.
The mile has been broken since 1999. And my bigger point there, guys, is if that happened 30 or 40 years ago, you guys would have tripped over each other and known exactly what I was saying. Credit to VG to get forgetting.
Was that Roger Bannister?
Yes, exactly right. Exactly. That's my point. You know,
That's
back
a
in the
great
day,
point.
Roger Bannister, 1954, was the first one to ever run a sub 4-minute mile. But back in the day, the mile and the 100 and track and field were really, really big. One of the biggest things in our sports thinking. So much so, it struck me that before your time at the Inquirer, Anthony, and you might have overlapped with him as a guy, I double checked with my good friend Mike Jensen on this. The Inquirer had a guy named Ron Reed, a real pro.
Yes.
And it wasn't really his full job, but a big, big part of his job was to be the track and field beat guy.
Yes.
That thing like nobody's business. The Penn relays were a much bigger deal. He would go to a thing called the Milrose Games. He would go to the National Track Championships. He'd go to Europe for big things, though. It used to be track and field was such a big thing. And the two things that we always checked on were the 100, the fastest man alive, and the mile. And that had an NFL connection for me as a kid because I had this burgeoning love of the NFL. And I saw that, oh man, the fastest man alive is on the Cowboys now. So they had the fastest man, the guy that just broke the record in 100, Bullet Bob Hayes, was a better than average receiver.
Wow.
And so.
Wow. It's funny you bring this up. My Ronaldo Nehemiah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Was a hurdler who got tried out by the Niners.
Yes.
Yeah. And, you know, this goes way back. The Eagles tried that one point. The Eagles tried it with a man in the 100, a man who is very much in American sports history for different reasons.
What was his name?
And it didn't work. He was like the fastest man in the world.
Yeah. It wasn't Gizmo Williams. He was just
where he and his partner, Tommy Lee Smith, I think finished 1-2 in the Olympics, and they raised the fists with the black glove.
Wow.
On the stand.
Eagles tried him out?
Show of a sport for African-American athletes.
Wow.
Yeah. The guy's name, and if you ever get to Ray D, and I'll see Ray D next week because our friend Damo has a terrific book on Sam Mills, and Ray's going to be on a panel for that. And Ray's got his memoirs coming out. But Ray has written about this extensively. The guy's name was John Carlos.
Yeah.
And one of the fastest men ever. The Eagles tried to catch lightning in a bottle, and it just didn't make it. Nehemiah was close with the 49ers. You know, that was a great name you pulled up there.
I'm looking real quick. Here's another Willie Gault.
Yeah, Bears.
He was part of the 1980 Olympic team as a hurdler and sprinter, but they boycotted the games.
Yes. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. And it just goes to think about over the years, stuff that was gigantic that's no longer gigantic. And track and field and the Penn relays are one. I think the Olympics aren't as big as they were, but I love a good Summer Olympics. the heavyweight title fight, the whole country stopped for a heavyweight title. And the other thing that was gigantic down to the grassroots level was horse racing. I mean, when I started, tell me what a gigantic waste of time this was. When I started at the Daily News as an agate clerk, we filled a full page with a thing called the charts at like Keystone or whatever. And what you had to do is you would take every horse in a race and you would type in the name of the horse and what place he was in at the 8th pole, the quarter pole, the half pole, the mile pole, and all these little minor things. And it was painstaking and it drove me crazy. And I started on the same day as a guy named Barnett Wright. And I'm going to tell you about Barnett because I'm very, very proud of Barnett. Barnett and I were both hired the same day as clerks. They were expanding. And my boss, Mike Rathett, said to Ted Solari, "Get me 2 kids." And so Ted reached out and he got me and Barnett. I got 4 days a week. Barnett got 5 days a week, as well he should. And, you know, we would answer the phones and we're the low man on the totem pole. But Barnett liked the rhythm of doing the charts, and I hated it. I told Barnett, I will do everything else. I'll do every box score. I'll answer every phone. I'll do anything you want, as long as I don't have to type in those damn charts. And Barnett was now Barnett, over the years, at one point, good Temple man, real good basketball player, had a little bit of a setback in his life or whatever, and moved to Alabama, was the best political reporter in Alabama for years. And the hedge funds came in and they took out the highest priced guy in Birmingham. And that was Barnett. They took him out and they went with low price and not coverage. And then like a savior came in to take over and bought the paper, hedge funds out, threw them all out and put Barnett in to edit the entire paper. Fast forward to today, within the last year, Barnett is back home, and Barnett is the editor now running the operation at the Philadelphia Tribune.
Wow.
I think the longest run black newspaper in America.
Yeah.
And a great guy. If anything comes up that you have any kind of stuff with that type of thing, with a sports sensibility and, African American.
That's cool.
Man, yeah.
That's a great story.
Wrote books about Martin Luther King in Alabama. He's the man. Yeah. We sent him one time, one last thing. We sent him one time to a Baltimore Bullets NBA tryout camp to write about it because Barnett could play a little bit. So he went and got into the camp and he wrote about it. It was really, really good stuff. But anyway, that was the thing really struck me, Anthony and VG, about how the record in the mile was broken and everybody just kind of.
Dude, Pat, you know what's funny? You're right. The fastest man on the planet and the baddest man on the planet were the 2 greatest titles that people could hold.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you were the heavyweight champ, you were the baddest man on the planet. And if you were you're right, the fastest man was like a big deal. I got one confession. When I was 12 years old, 10 years old, I got a subscription to Sports Illustrated. And I read that thing cover to cover every week. I couldn't wait for it to come. The only thing I hated was when it was track and field, when there was auto racing, you know, even golf I didn't really dig. Like I used to hate it. Like, and the summer months were horrible. It was always Indy 500 and it was track and field. And I'm like, this sucks. Give me football, man.
I hear you. And I like that admission. But a good story is a good story.
No. And yes, I'm talking about 10-year-old Anthony.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, absolutely. And Anthony, you bring up one that's another one that I should have written down about my stuff. The Indy 500 used to be a really big deal.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Now, all those summer things, the horse racing, the Triple Crown, and I mean, geez, the exhaustive stories about the Triple Crown. I mean, nobody was better than DJ. And the writers loved horse racing because of all the characters that were there.
Without a doubt. Without a doubt. Yep. Yeah.
Mm.
And even 10-year-old Anthony was like, come on, hey, Dad, when did the Eagles start?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah.
Hey, do
Well,
me a
I'm going
favor.
to knock off the Phillies, if you don't mind, so that we can go double NFL at the end.
Sounds great. Let's just take a quick TO, talk about our friends, and we'll go back. Phillies, double Eagles, as our headlines of the week continues. But first, let's talk about our friends. Let's talk about the Bet Park Sportsbook online casino app. Here's the deal. Make your downtime fun time. There's always something to do. So you have live in-game. You have futures. Pretty soon it's all going to start, right? Football is about to happen, right? You got all the baseball you want, all the futures.
Tour de France.
Tour de France?
Yeah, Richard Carapaz, plus 120 today, stage 18.
There you go. VG knows it all. So check it out. The app is great. So much fun to do. Live dealer, blackjack, roulette, all the casino games. You like the hottest slots around. New customers get 500 spins on the new soccer slot game. Goal. Collect them. Plus $500 casino bonus back if you're down the first 24 hours. BetParks.com has all the details. You got to be in PA, New Jersey, Michigan, Maryland. If you have a gambling problem, please call 1-800-GAMBLER. All right. Now let's talk about Valley Forge. You know that feeling when you need a quick reset, but you don't feel like dealing with airports and long drives, overcomplicated travel plans. It's why Montgomery County, Pennsylvania is such a great getaway spot for Philadelphia area travelers. Got a little bit of everything. History, shopping, entertainment, outdoor adventure, and great food, all just outside the city. You could spend the day exploring Valley Forge National Historical Park. Hit the shops at KOP. Check out live entertainment. Explore some of the amazing small towns, hidden gems throughout Montgomery County. And with America celebrating 250 this summer, never been a better time to experience the history and the stories that helped shape this country. Whether it's a couple's trip, family weekend, sports road trip, or just a chance to unplug for a few days, Montgomery County makes it easy to get away without going far. Plan your trip, book your stay, start your retreat today at valleyforge.org. That's valleyforge.org. All right, back live with Pat as we do our headlines of the week. We are at headline number 3, the second Phillies headline.
Might show my age again, too, by virtue of the headline. The headline is about the Phillies, and the headline is your slip is showing. Okay?
Your slip is showing.
And there he is.
Oh, my God.
We talked about him earlier. And here's my concern there, guys. I still think they're going to be okay. I think they're going to make the playoffs. But, guys, their slip is showing. I'm a little concerned. You know, the concern, my thing
Explain that reference.
Yeah, please.
Yes.
For people, like I remember my grandmother talking about it.
Yes.
But explain
Your
the
slip
reference.
is showing is a saying where women would wear a slip under their dress or whatever, and it might kind of stick out, which isn't ideal. And you would say, my mom would turn to my sister Kate and say, "Honey, your slip is showing," and you'd have to straighten it out. A young lady like Julia wouldn't even understand that. But
Jules, have you
worn
worn a slip, Jules?
Maybe when I was younger, but not anytime recently. But
Yeah.
I remember that because I remember my grandmother. But it would get stuck on your like tights, and it would get stuck. So it's not, yeah.
I mean, what they did to
very
poor
common.
women back
I
in the
know.
day, my God. Make them wear, you know, they were all too much clothes everywhere.
You can't just put a dress on. You got to have a slip underneath.
It's crazy, man.
Brutal. Yes, and let me expose myself for the boob I am. I had a couple of great days down in Rehoboth the other day, and we went to dinner, and I came back, and about 6 hours after I did it, I realized that under my shorts something gray stuck out, and I thought, what is that? I went to dinner with 2 pair of shorts on, so that was cool. Let Julia go. 2 pair of shorts. Yeah.
God bless you, brother. God bless you. Don't ever change.
Yeah. God bless my wife. I can be an embarrassment at times, you know. All right, but the thing with the Phillies, I'm saying I'm starting to worry that they got these chinks in these obvious areas where they're not right. And the cumulative effect of them, I just feel like it's almost like a dam that could break, and I hope it won't. We're talking about the bullpen. We're talking about Nola in the number 5. We're talking about the boneheaded base running. We're talking about Turner's giant lapses in the field. And you're talking about the timely hitting. That's a lot of things that could kind of blow up on you, that this three-headed monster with the starters and the surges of power and stuff worry me. Another thing about like the base running and the fielding, whatever is, they're largely a veteran team. They should be a team that does the little things right, and they just don't. And it's starting. I'm feeling like the Philly slip is showing, guys.
That's a great analogy, and I think you're right. Their bullpen looks really shaky outside of Duran, right? Like, I mean, we got done talking about, Kirkering, and like you can't pitch him and you can't pitch Nola. Like, again, against the Dodgers, they're going to kill you with left-handed power, right? And conversely, they're going to befuddle you with left-handed pitching. And you saw it the last 2 days with Robolewski and Eric Lauer, who's 1,000 years old, who's basically Jamie Moyer, coming in there, and he can't break a pane of glass, and they can't hit him.
Yeah, I know. They
closed
just
his eyes and got one, and that was it.
Yeah, some teams have an Achilles heel. The Phillies seem to have an Achilles heel, chin, ear, and shoulder. And so let's see. It's starting to add up, boys, and it's starting to become a concern.
Yeah, he's with you. My man over here is with you.
Yeah. And the other thing, too, is that, there was a certain inevitability of them about the All-Star break. You were almost certain they were going to catch the Braves, and I still think they can. But now they're 4 back instead of 2, and they're in pretty good shape in the wild card. But losing the first 2 series was not – we knew it would be tough with the opponents, but you are at home. So I really think – and the other thing
is – And the Mets were the first one. Like, it wasn't like you were playing, the Mets. You lost the series to the Mets.
Yeah, and when you have that game end the way it did with Real Muto and the base running the other day, you really need to come back the next day and kind of get a win and calm things down. And, it just blew up, and next thing you know, they're down 6 runs. Brutal.
Now, I do believe in the pitching. Again, that three-headed monster, because we can all the consternation in the world, it doesn't change the fact that you're going to throw those 3 guys in a series 5 times, and that's going to keep you in the game.
Yep, that's the great. And as they build over the years, and I know Wheeler's kind of in his last couple of years, they just need to keep feeding that beast. It's a shame that they don't have the ready-made answer in Painter. So we'll see where that goes.
All right, let's talk football. Football.
All right. Okay. I have 2 things here with that. And we're going to go with the Eagles / NFL one, which I'll just flat out say it. The NFL Network Top 100 rollout. Okay. And I put Lamar Jackson up there because Lamar went from where they have Lamar at? I got it down here somewhere. Lamar Jackson came in at number 69, and I think he was number 3 last year. So that was a bit of a fallback. But anyway, if people aren't aware of it, every year the NFL trots out their top 100 players, and they do a cool rollout where they roll out a couple of days. So right now they're down around between 50 and 53 will come out today. So they've rolled out from 56 to 100. And until yesterday, in the 56 to 100, there was not one Eagle on the list. Not one. And then finally, one of them came in at number 56. And who would that be?
56. 56 Mailata?
Nope. Good guess. 56 is the quarterback.
Can't be. Is it what?
Yeah. Jalen. 56.
Okay.
19 last year, 56 this year. As much as I rail against this stupid stuff we hear locally and all that, and I'll, so much so that I won't refer to those lists and stuff. I'm okay with him there. Okay, he's in the, there's looking at some of the other quarterbacks. Bryce Young is 98. Brock Purdy was 85. Baker Mayfield 77. Jordan Love 72. Lamar 69. Trevor Lawrence 62. And now Jalen. So you see the guys that are going to be there.
Wow. They got Lamar Jackson at 69.
And Bo Nix at 59.
Yeah.
I gotta question that. I know he had a down year last year, but come on.
I know that's quite a dip. I mean, Jalen went from 19 to 56, but Lamar went from like 3 to the number there, 69. I'll bring up this thing, boys. So there's going to be. I'll go over last year's with where the Eagles or Eagles adjacent were.
So wait, real quick, let me play the game with you.
Yeah.
So let's look at the Eagles that should be in the top 56.
Yes.
Right? So Lane, Cooper.
Lane was 20. Lane was 23 last year. Keep going.
Cooper
was 60 last year.
Quinyon
was 49 last year.
Carter
was 43 last year.
Mailata
was 69 last year. So he's either out or moving up. I say he's moving up.
He's moving up. Is Carter out?
He might be out. If he's in the high 40s,
he might be.
Coming off a good year.
Yeah.
Lane, Cooper, Quinyon, Mailata, locks.
Okay.
Did Devontae make it last year?
No.
Yeah.
No. I'm concerned he's not there again.
I don't think he's there.
Believe me, he will be there the following year.
Was Saquon there last year?
He was. Do you know where he was?
No.
Number 1.
Wow.
Saquon was 1 last year. Myles Garrett was like 8. Saquon was 1. Nowhere to go but down.
List? I think this list is wonky, man. I'll be honest with you.
Yeah.
I disagree with Lamar being that low.
It's voted by the players themselves.
Yeah. They don't pay
attention. You ready for a few other things along that way? Last year, one guy you didn't mention that's going to be in there again, I think. He was 26 last year, is Zach Bond.
I don't know. You think he's in it again?
Yeah, I do. Yeah.
In the top 50?
That's why I knew that this one would be good. We would kick it around. Yeah. Well, he was 26 the year before. Boy, that'd be a hell of a fall of grace to go from 26 to out.
I mean, I'm just doing the math. So Lane, Cooper, Quinyon, Mailata, Barkley. That's 5. They all have to be in it.
All right. Now, hold on now. Last year, we're missing another Eagle last year.
AJ.
Who was at 29.
Yeah.
AJ was at 29. AJ this year is at 80.
Yeah, I got news for you. I don't think Bone's going to be on there. If you're looking at, we got how many players left? 53?
Yeah.
I mean, if Carter is off, you got 5 locks. If Carter's not on the list, 5 locks. Barkley, Mailata, Quinyon, Cooper, Lane. That takes you down to 48. Do the whole league.
Yeah.
I don't think Bone's on there.
Guys. Now, there was another guy that was at 48 last year. Grenard.
Oh, yeah.
Was at 48. So that's gratifying. Let me tell you one that jumped off to me where I thought it was horrible. Horrible. Get a load of this guy this year being at 83. Jeffrey Simmons. He might be one of the top 2 D tackles in the league.
83.
Yeah, 83.
I mean, here's the thing. These players don't take it seriously. They don't know everybody. They live in a tunnel. You can't use players. You know who should do the list? and he's averse to lists is Baldy. A guy that watches, how many people watch the amount of tape of the whole league like he does?
Right.
Nobody's doing that.
Now, Anthony.
Cortland Sutton is ahead of Lamar Jackson.
I mean, come on, it's stupid.
Ridiculous.
Cortland Sutton.
Here's one that's going to shake your head because of his brief Eagles tenure. At number 61, Kevin Byard.
Dude, I don't know what that guy.
That guy.
It's amazing how he became like, I'm talking about a nose for the ball and interceptions.
Right.
Like, he's a walking pick. And I go, how? I watched him and I didn't see it.
See nothing.
Boy, was he bad for the Eagles.
He was awful.
Bad for the Eagles.
And it's not like it's scheme dependent. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, you're playing safety. Like, it's not like you're really, like, the scheme has a lot to do with it. I don't understand it.
Yeah. You know who was up in the high 50s last year was Stafford.
50s? Matt
High
Stafford? Like,
yes.
come on. That's where I got to flush the list.
Hey, I'm looking through this list. This just as this stat, John. Do you know who attempted the most passes in 2025? Quarterback
attempted the most passes.
Yeah, Bo Nix. I would have never guessed Bo Nix.
No, I wouldn't have guessed that either.
No, I thought they were like run heavy.
I don't know. I mean, I know we do a lot of screens, but yeah.
Now let me trot another one out there. Who would be number one on the AG, VG, Baldy list this year, do you think?
I would probably have Stafford number one.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know.
It's not going to be Saquon.
What's that?
We know it's not going to be Saquon.
No. I mean, not for nothing, but the best player?
Yeah.
I mean, Myles Garrett just dominates.
That'd be my pick.
I mean, the guy just dominates. Like, if you watch, like, listen, there's some great receivers and running backs and everything else, but Myles Garrett is so far better than anybody else. He's just unblockable.
Yes. That'd be
that
my
team was horrific. They had no quarterback. We just got done talking about those quarterbacks. They were horrible. Shador stinks, right? They can't play. Like, well, these guys are horrible. One slop guy after another, and all the other guy did on the other side of the ball was dominate.
Yes. Yeah. And another guy that's going to go flying.
Steve Carlton to the Phillies in 1972.
Right. Exactly. That's a good analogy. Yeah. Having the best with the worst. Yeah. Another guy who I think was in the 60s last year that's going to go flying up is the asset that your earlier guest has in the backfield, Bijan Robinson.
Yeah. What was he last year?
Pardon me?
What was he last year?
I didn't jot it down, but I went through everything, and in my mind's eye, he was in the 60s last year.
60s? My God.
Now,
I love Bijan.
2 years ago performance, not last year. He hasn't been listed yet, so he's going to go flying up there. Yeah.
I love Bijan. I actually like that team a lot. I like London. I mean, if you can get figure out the quarterback spot, I guess it's going to be 2 at the start.
Yeah. So anyway, by next Thursday, there'll be another 20 guys or whatever, and maybe I'll do a little update thing.
So do it. Yeah, that's good.
Kick it around more.
I like it.
All
right, the number one headline.
Number one headline is, Happy Camper. And there he is. There's our happy camper. The Eagles are starting. Camp starting. I'm a happy camper. VG's a happy camper. But nobody's a more happy camper than Anthony. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, there you go. Let's start with the camp. Let's start with camp in general. What a different experience that is. I meant to look up before I started, and I forgot. what year was the first year at, I know it's not called NovaCare this year, but at NovaCare, because most of your viewership and fan base, that is the experience. But it was a much different experience. I can recall camp being at Widener, no, Albright, Widener, Westchester, Lehigh before.
Albright. Where's Albright?
Reading.
Wow.
Yep. Albright, Widener, Westchester, Lehigh. Westchester was when I was really into it, was, whatever, a little older. It's funny. I felt like I was driving to a foreign land, and I drove past on Township Line Road, and I remember sticking in my head this thing called the Lanark Diner. And now, years later, that's very close to me in Havertown. But
that's a famous, right? Everybody, that's the diner.
Yeah, it was in the Silver Linings playbook. I love diners. I would not put them very high on the list, but
no,
they did a good job all those years.
What is your number? Listen, I still mourn the loss of the Melrose. Right?
I love the South Philly diners. They were all great.
Yeah, Penrose was my favorite. I was a Penrose man.
Yeah,
because they had snapper soup.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. Well, the Lanark, they do have that. Lanark has a good snapper soup.
That's what I need, a snapper soup. I haven't had snapper soup in forever.
Yeah.
On a summer day,
I can eat that anytime.
I love soup. I'm a soup guy.
Yeah,
I like
me too.
soup weather. I lament sometimes it gets too hot to have soup this time of year. But Anthony, talk a little bit about your experiences both as a reporter and as a fan or a kid with camps.
Can I tell you my favorite? My favorite camps have nothing to do with the Eagles.
Okay.
Can I tell you that?
Sure.
The favorite job I've done in this business was going on a camp tour. And I went to 20-something camps, Terre Haute, Platteville, Mankato. What was the one when the Cowboys were in? Well, River Falls was Wisconsin. Wichita Falls was in Oklahoma.
I think it's Texas.
Yeah, Wichita Falls. Maybe it's Texas. I got caught in a locust storm. Like, I'm literally driving, and I'm like, what? Now, again, how many locust storms we have in Philadelphia, right? Like, none. I'm driving, and I'm like, what is going on? And could I tell you, all I knew about locust storms was biblical plague, right?
Right.
And I can barely see. I got the windshield wipers going, and I can barely see. I was driving back from Cowboys practice, and I pull into my hotel in the parking lot, and I sat there for an hour I got to write. So I'm like, I gotta get some stones up here and go out into the locust storm to get to the hotel, to get to my room to write my story. And so I gear up, I run, I got my bag, I run, and they're all over. I just like, what the freak, man? What is going on? It was terrible.
Yeah, I thought that was a mythical thing. Wow, you were in the middle of one.
It lasted for and when you came out, there was just dead locusts all over the ground.
What killed them?
I don't know. I don't understand it. I don't know the whole thing, but it was the storms that lasted an hour, and there were dead all over the cars and the ground. It was freaky. But anyway, Oxnard, California, nothing better than being in Oxnard, right? Like I went to I did 20, it's like 25 camps. And it was my favorite summer. I even did Notre Dame. I was in Notre Dame. I wrote Bob, who was the coach? Bob Davey.
Davey, yeah.
And I rode on a golf cart with Bob for the whole practice. And
That's cool.
I loved it. Loved it. Now listen, I love my Eagles and my Lehighs, and when I'm at the radio station and we're at Lehigh, and T.O. is probably my favorite story when they get T.O. and Andy Reid was late to practice because snarled traffic was awesome. I remember going to Westchester. That was it. I don't remember Widener. I remember Westchester. And then I remember going to Lehigh a lot.
Yeah, I never went to Albright, but I knew that existed. I did. I have gone to Widener, Westchester, and Lehigh. Yeah, and you could watch the entire thing, and they practice at least twice a day. You would go in the morning, and Ray Didinger is great play Tommy and me about his experience back in the day with Tommy, and you saw that you could be at the bottom of the hill and get a player would I was way too old by that time, but if you're a young kid, the player would give you his helmet and you'd walk up the hill with him. And
the Packers. Hey, can you get a minute? I got to take a quick break. I want to talk about camp. I'm still you're talking about this, and the memories are flooding back, man. They're just flooding back. I love this topic. Just hang on one second. We got to take a quick TO, talk about our friends.
If it's been a while since your last pest control service, this is a good reminder to get ahead of things before pests become a bigger problem. Our friends at Evans Pest Control are offering a welcome back deal for returning customers. If your home hasn't had a general pest treatment in the past 12 months, you're eligible for 5% off your next service. Just use the code RETURN5 when you schedule. When treatments lapse, that's when pest activity tends to ramp up, especially with ants, spiders, rodents, bees, and other common household pests looking for a place to settle in and get comfy with you. Regular service helps prevent infestations before they start and keeps your home protected year-round. So if it's been a while, now's the perfect time to reconnect with Evans Pest Control. Use the code RETURN5 when booking your next general pest treatment and get 5% off as part of this limited time welcome back offer. Learn more at www.evanspestmgmt.com.
It's officially summer when Hoagie Fest comes back to Wawa. I got to ask you, what's your Wawa order? Mine, I'm going classic Italian. I love my Wawa hoagies. Hoagie Fest is back this year, bringing even more value to the table. Right now, you get a shorty hoagie, wrap, or chicken sandwich, plus a bag of Hers chips and a small fountain drink for $6. You're extra hungry? It's only $8 for a classic meal. Whether you're grabbing lunch between meetings, fueling up before a game, or making a quick stop on a summer road trip, it's an easy, delicious meal at a great price. I love it. We stop on the way to baseball. Hoagie Fest, fuel up after, between games. Big flavor, great value, same Hoagie Fest energy we all know and love. But it's only here for a limited time, so get it while you can. Hoagie Fest is back at Wawa. Gotta have Wawa. Yeah, we're back, and we're talking about camp. And I just need I need a little more because I love this. And, we do this, we have these conversations, and I think back, and Green Bay was awesome. They would bring the helmets. The kids was a part of it. I was at Green Bay camp, God, and I asked Brett, Andy had just gotten the job at the Eagles, and I asked Favre about Andy. And I did a whole 20-minute conversation with Brett about Andy. I think back, had I was smart, I would have stayed in New York and just did that. Work my way into just doing the NFL stuff. Because I was doing that before there was the title of NFL writer and reporter.
Right. And when you talk about the grind for some of the reporters or whatever, what Ray D used to do for us was we would put him ahead. Whoever the Eagles were playing the next week, we'd send him into the other town, and he'd come back with 3 or 4 stories, just trot one out every day. And when I think about that, and you really had your years where, I don't know, you were probably gone more than half of the year sometimes.
Oh, I averaged over 300 nights a year on the hotel. I did it. I think my high was like 3.25 or 3 like 20.
Yeah,
I was
and
always
that's what.
away. I
Yeah, that's
never.
what-
I was in New York less than I was barely in New York,
Right.
which
Yeah.
is why I lived here and flew out of Philly.
Well, and that gives you the base of knowledge and stuff that you bring to bear, which is great.
Yeah, that was
But,
fun, man. Like those camps, Pat. Like just one year. Do you remember when Dick had traded the draft for Ricky Williams?
Oh yeah.
So I was at River Falls where the Saints trained, and Ricky. So it was Ricky's first appearance for the media, and dude, it was the weirdest thing. Like we did it. He was sitting on a step kind of thing, like it was like a counter outside, like where you have a flower bed and you have I don't know what that's
Sure.
called, but whatever, a ledge, and he's sitting there and he's got his helmet on, and I didn't realize it was the weirdest thing in the world because every interview you do with a football player, the helmet's off. It's after camp.
Sure.
He left the helmet on, and he had like terrible anxiety, and people around and with all the reporters, like the throng of reporters and people, and it wasn't that many. Maybe it was like 8, but he had the helmet on, man, and he didn't want to take it off.
Now, what really did him in? Was he just not as good as advertised, or was it too much weed or too much anxiety, or what?
I think both. I think Edgerrin James, like Bill Polian, was brilliant because he knew that the new wave of back was not the big Ricky Williams. Everybody fell in love with the big back. Like we all love the big back. My theory is
coming off of Earl Campbell, really.
Oh yeah.
You think, oh, here's another big Texas guy.
Yeah, I mean Herschel, right? Like was a big guy, But in reality, Edgerrin James was way more suited. Like, if you think about it, it was the obvious pick to go Edgerrin James because he'd catch the ball out of the backfield. He could hit the holes quick. The big back is antiquated. It just is in this game. Like, as a change of pace, I guess you have one, but they're really not, it's not the guy you want.
Right.
No,
And so, Anthony, I would bring you from all those experiences you had as a reporter. But the point is that if you were a kid or a fan or whatever, you got to see so much. And I think that what's going to happen with the Eagles this year is people are going to be starved for every morsel of information about Mannion and about Mekhi Lemon and about the offense, and you would see it in front of your eyes back in the day. I mean, they're not going to, it's going to be vanilla, but you'd at least see it. But now with the NFL, it's that you're going to get that 5-minute glimpse, and it's just going to be calisthenics, basically, so getting it's hard to pull that information out.
Oh, Pat, and it's changed so much where, I mean, the 2-a-day grinds was like, I'll never forget. I covered the Bears when I was real young. Like I was in my 22, 23. And I went, my first time I did Platteville. They used to train in Platteville, Wisconsin. And I went for the whole camp. And the camp was 5 weeks or wherever it was. And I think it was like 5 weeks. And I lived in a dorm. You lived in a dorm in Platteville. And in fact, you know who was there? Mike Greenberg from ESPN, Greeny, because he worked for a radio station back then, and he was doing Bears reports, and I was a writer, and I remember playing basketball, like every night, going run a ball after, and it was hot. There was no air conditioning, and you lived in a dorm room.
Right. Yep. Yeah. I mean, the players aren't going to go for any of that anymore.
Nah.
That world has moved on. Absolutely.
Yeah, it was wild. And then you had 2-a-days and hot and soupy and being in the The air. I never forget being in Swanee, Georgia.
Swanee, Georgia.
Yeah, and doing Falcons, and I'll never forget. Like the air was so heavy, it felt like you were breathing in paste.
Yeah, yeah.
Fun.
No,
I
that's
love this conversation, man.
yeah.
It's good stuff.
Yeah, and they put like the high school kids through those the way I didn't play high school football, but my God, I
Oh
remember
yeah.
my
And
the
then
things
back then they would tell you you couldn't drink
they
water.
would give you. Yeah, they would deny you the water. It was like torture, and then they would give you salt pills, which they found years later was like the absolute last thing in the world you should have given somebody.
Yeah, it was the worst
Yeah,
thing
it's
in the
like
world for.
Yeah.
So I'll give you two quick things and I'll let you roll. I apologize,
Yeah.
but I covered Corey Stringer.
Sure. Yeah.
He passed away.
Yeah.
That story, because it was awful, right? Like, we didn't realize heat exhaustion. Like the league was just understanding all that stuff. It was this military mentality where deny water, keep working through heat exhaustion, and he passed away. And I'll never forget, going to camp and what they were then doing because of Corey Stringer. And the other one was the hazing. Do you remember the Saints hazing problem that they had?
Not. No, I do not.
So, like back then, when you went away to training camp, they would haze rookies.
Tie you to the goalpost or something.
All kinds of stuff. Well, what the Saints did, dude, you want to talk about sadistic. They shut the lights out, and they would have the rookie run in a room, dark black room, run through the room where the players had pillowcases filled with quarters and everything else, and they would try to hit the rookie with the pillowcases filled with quarters and everything else.
You kill somebody. Yeah.
This is how nuts they were. Like,
yeah.
Like, think about, like, that's your hazing. We're going to beat you with quarters and stuff. But guys would get, like, concussions and all this horrible stuff. And, like, they would get beaten up. But that's what hazing and all, like, you leave a bunch of guys to your own device, that's what's going to happen. I'm convinced.
Yep.
I'm looking at.
All right, Anthony, we'll be on for the next 6 months. We'll have live football, buddy.
I can't wait, man. I thanks for dealing with this, but I love it. You made my day.
Hey, Pat, we had a super chat from Stevie G. He wanted to know, did you know Chuck Stone, the legend?
Absolutely. Chuck Stone, for people who don't know, was one of the first black news columnists in the country. And he was really something. He was a gentleman, always well-dressed, had a flat top haircut. And when I first started at the Daily News, you would learn, you'd be walking through the halls and there'd be a guy like sitting on the ground or whatever. And you'd think, well, that ain't right. And you'd say like, what's with this guy? And they'd say, he's here for Chuck. And what it was Chuck had a cottage industry of people who were charged with very serious crimes that may or may not have committed them, that they would go and turn themselves in to Chuck Stone because Chuck would make sure that they were treated properly by the police. And he was a really, really great guy, liked sports. So we became friends and we got to talk.
Do you like boxing? He was a big boxing fan, right?
He did like boxing. Like the Sixers, like the Eagles, always working. I know you like the art of the craft. He'd always work he'd have his own office because he was Chuck Stone. Total darkness. There was like this green light lamp coming out of it. And he'd write, on the computer in the darkness and stuff. And I forget the gentleman's name that started, Steve G or whatever. He probably remembers the ultimate Chuck Stone story. And I think I did this once on this segment and put the photo up. was Zach Stolberg, good friend and the longtime editor there, gave Chuck a call one time and said, "Hey, listen, there's a riot at Graterford Prison." And Chuck said, "Oh, well, okay, well, give me 2 hours. I'll get something. I'll give you a column on it." No. What do you mean? I don't want a column. He says, "What are you calling me for?" He says, "Well, the inmates have taken some of the guards hostage at Graterford. And it's like a real tense standoff. And the inmates said that the only one they'll negotiate with is Chuck Stone."
Wow.
Yeah, that's an amazing story.
Wow.
What does that mean? Well, you got to go inside the prison and you got to go into the prison with the inmates. And he just goes, "Whoa, wait a minute. What do you mean I got to go in the prison?" But that's exactly what he did. He went into the prison. Chuck knew branding. Chuck knew what he was about. Chuck was not a guy to wear a baseball hat. But on that thing, in that famous story, Chuck's got a Daily News baseball hat on. Put a Daily News hat on, went in, talked to them, and the thing ended peacefully. Chuck negotiated it, got out, and,
Wow.
That's a movie, you know. That's a great movie.
Yeah. And then another
Why did he wear the baseball cap?
He wore the baseball cap to show, because there was national cameras. This was a national thing at this point. And when the cameras were going nationally and taking shots of the guy that was the man of the hour, it was going to say Daily News on his head.
That's cool.
Which was great. And then one last thing about Chuck Stone is his son, who I believe also named Chuck, was part of a little bit of Americana lore. Do you remember? Yes, very good, Anthony. He is the man behind Waza.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Very good.
Yeah.
All right,
That's
boys.
a great story. Great stuff.
Yeah.
Love a slice of Philadelphia with you every week, brother. We love it. Thank you.
You got it. See you
You're the
now.
best. The great editor, Pat McClune. That was fun. That was a fun little, forgive my camp. I'm all footballed up after Kevin.
I'm all footballed up after last night. Let's go.
After the Phils.
Yeah.
Yeah. The Yankees coming in now. That's pretty cool.
Julie, I just slacked you 2 photos. I looked up this Greenbrier that the Giants are going to.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen this place?
Yeah.
It's like a millionaire resort place.
Yeah.
It's not.
It's not
a far cry from going.
Yeah. No, it's not.
It's Wilder or something
in the Smoky Mountains. Like it's not. Did you see?
They built a sports complex just for the Saints. It's like a multi-million-dollar resort.
Yeah. Did you see the clip of Harbaugh?
Oh, there's the Greenbrier.
Yeah, look at that. Like, you imagine?
This is where you get players to go away to training camp now.
Yeah. So back in the day, the only one who trained like that was the Raiders.
They would go to a nice resort.
Raiders went to the Marriott in Oxnard, California.
Okay.
The weather was gorgeous.
Yeah.
And they would practice like on the grounds.
Just on the ground?
Yeah, like people would walk by, like guys would stay there. I mean, they had most of the hotel.
Don't you miss the days where they had the boxes with their video games going into the dorm room?
Hollis Thomas had his box of porno.
Yeah, dude, that Harbaugh clip.
Did you see it?
He needs to chat GPT a speech because that was a horrible speech.
So, can you slack it to Jules?
Yeah, it's in under the nugs.
All right, we'll do a nugs with it because it's bad.
What? Did he know he was giving a talk?
I don't know. I was shocked. Like, New York Giants. Where do you see this, guys? He's
the most unmotivating.
And he's in front of the room and he just goes, New York Giants.
You believe we're here?
Like, all right, coach. He's like, all right.
Oh man,
that's why I asked Kevin that question about, because I was like, Harbs, man, I don't know.
I got 2 super chats to read.
Oh, we got super chat.
Yeah, let me find them. Julia sent them to me.
We got to do a Love Philly opening too.
Did you slack them to me, Julia? All right, we'll do the opening.
Let's do the opening. We'll do our super chats, and Bo will hang out with us, and we're gonna do our nugs and everything else. But first. It's Love Philly. I love the opening. Love Philly. Philadelphia doesn't pretend. Philadelphia is. It's not just the title Love Philly. It's a feeling. It's a heartbeat. A city that never asked for permission to be itself. That's us, right? That's our personality. Philadelphia doesn't pretend. Philadelphia is. And now in 2026, the world comes back to Philadelphia. Not just to remember, but to celebrate. The show isn't just about what's happening. It's about who we are while it's happening. Because Philadelphia isn't a backdrop. It's a character. It's the voice that tells it like it is. The guy at the end of the bar who doesn't sugarcoat a thing. It's the family that's been on the same block for generations. It's the artist, the athlete, the builder, the believer. It's the lifer, the dreamers, the grinders. It's all of us. And that's what Love Philly's about. We're going to sit with people that make this place go. The ones who built it, the ones carrying it, the ones pushing it forward. The legends who left their mark. Not just the championships, not just the headlines, but the moments in between. The way the city shows up for itself, the way it refuses to be anything other than real. And through it all, we're going to remind ourselves and show the world what Philadelphia is. It's not just a stereotype. It's not a punchline. It's a foundation. It's a force. It's a city that gave birth to a nation and never stopped building. So as the country turns 250 and the spotlight finds Philadelphia again, this is our moment to tell the story the right way. Not polished, not filtered, real, authentic, proud. Because this city just doesn't rise to the occasion. It defines it. This is Love Philly. Love Philly brought to us by Wawa. Wawa loves Philly. We love Wawa. Yeah. Let's talk about, we're going to have Bo join us coming up. We got some nugs to get to. I want to play the hardball thing because it's so bad.
Because you feel like taking a nap? Is that why?
It's the weirdest thing in the world.
I know. It's like he forgot he had to give a speech.
I mean, yeah. And it was
Class
like,
project.
it was like, you know, when you didn't do your work.
Yeah. Right, just trying to figure. We're working hard, aren't we, coaches? There's like two coaches. Yeah.
The weirdest, horrible, like we ripped Nick for stuff like that.
Oh,
Nick's got that down.
He needs to chat GPT or something. If that's all he came up with, I can't imagine.
Like, I don't care.
Maybe
Like,
he's going
I'll
through.
be honest
Maybe
with
he's
you.
busy going through something.
Okay. I don't care if you didn't prepare a lick of a word, right? You
Yeah.
got to be better off the cuff.
Yeah.
If you've been coaching football
Yes.
for as long as John Harbaugh has been
Yes.
coaching football, I don't care if you have nothing planned or whatever. You got a speech. You know, Charlie used to have a speech for every spring training. I remember that. He showed it to me. He goes, "Look, here's my speech, Anthony." He goes we're in his office watching ball in Florida, and he pulls out his speech. It's like 3 pages typewritten,
Wow.
right?
Mhm.
Like, and it's stapled together. This is my speech, Anthony. And it was awesome. Like, you know,
Mhm.
because I read it every time, but I don't just read it. You know, I'm like, right. Like, you project it,
Yeah, you got to deliver it.
right? Like, that's what, and I'm shocked. All right, we got to take a quick TO, come right back. Just, we got to tell you about our friends. Let's talk about Parks Casino right in Ben Salem, our casino of choice. They have it all: action, excitement, entertainment, great dining every month, Latin dance night with a live salsa band, Philly jazz night, country line dancing, a live country band, plus comedy nights every month with Joe Conklin, a man of 1,000 voices, plus national headliners at the Excite Center. That's right. They got it all. How about the baseball? Like tomorrow night, $1 dogs, $3 Miller Lights, $3 Bud Lights when you watch the Phillies home game at the Bet Parks Casino. Make the night complete. Stay at the beautiful new Parksville Hotel, just steps away from Parks Casino. Got free shuttle service. Tickets still available for Fuel and Lit that rock the Excite Center November 6th. The I Love the 90s tour starring Milli Vanilli, Vanilla Ice, Young MC. And you know that's going to be huge, September 29th. But ParksCasino.com to buy tickets for all shows. Parks Casino, Street Road exit off at 95. The Turnpike got to be 21. Gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER. Now let's talk about Xfinity and the Xfinity 5-year price guarantee. What if I told you can have, like, reliable, intelligent Wi-Fi? And what if I can keep it the same price for you for 5 whole years? That's the Xfinity 5-year price guarantee. We're talking Wi-Fi that makes everything in your home work together, that finds and fixes problems before you notice them. Super intelligent Wi-Fi with a 6th sense lets you stream the game online, even when the whole family's online, like at my house. This one's here, this one's there. And the best part, no annual contracts, no hidden fees. Xfinity's best equipment included. Take it from me, a lot changes in 5 years. Records are broken, championships are won. My kids grew bigger than me. Lock in your price, unlock the possibilities with Xfinity. Learn more. Xfinity.com. Xfinity. Imagine that. Select plans only. Restrictions apply. All right. We got Bo. Let's get to our man, Bo Wolf.
Our man on the ground, he's solid and sound. He's on the hunt for Eagles news. Handsome and astounds, clever and profound. We're talking Eagles with Bo Wolf.
All right. Let me begin by saying your idea, you are a creative mother father. Your idea of drafting a full team, a coach, coordinators, GM, stadium, owner, the whole thing, but having to use it by each of the 32 teams is absolutely brilliant. And in fact, it should be copied like every other good idea and used as a game because it's freaking awesome.
Oh.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that. I believe this is our 3rd year doing it, and it's a fun exercise. I think we might make some tweaks going on, but I gotta ask you a couple questions, cuz. Who would you say is the best pass rusher in the NFL?
Myles Garrett.
Who would you say is the best corner in the NFL?
Listen, I know where you're going.
Hold on.
I know where you're going.
Who is the best corner in the NFL?
Well, you got Surtain, you got Christian Gonzalez, okay. You got Q.
Okay. So if you had 2 of the 3, that would be pretty good. Who would you say is the best safety in the NFL?
Yeah, I know where you're going with this.
Hold on. Let me go.
I know. So
who's the best left tackle in the NFL? And who is the best quarterback in the NFL? Are those not the most important positions? If you've got the best player at each of those positions, what else are we even talking about?
So yesterday, we had St. Francis of football on.
Yeah,
and we were going over
convincing.
The teams. Do you have the teams again, Jules? Can you dig them up? So we were going over the teams, and afterwards I go, Bo, I love your thing. And during the show, I think I like Fran's.
You declared Fran the winner.
Fran the winner.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
close.
He's a convincing guy.
I don't know if you said close.
I didn't say it was. I said I like Bo's team. I didn't like EJ's team.
It's his first time doing it.
Yeah, I listen. I love EJ to death. He's a great football man. I just didn't like his squad. I thought Fran won. Now afterwards, I was giving Bo the credit, but he berated me for choosing Fran over his own squad.
I'm just saying, if you're building a team, you probably start with the quarterback, the left tackle, the wide receiver, the edge, the corner, and maybe another edge.
Once again,
I got
for
the
the
best
audience,
player in the NFL at each of those positions.
All right, LaFleur.
Yeah, coaching is fine. He's
got a bad stadium,
designing my offense.
Let's examine his squad. All right. So
Wait, I thought he had Stafford as quarterback. He's got Mahomes on a bad leg.
He's got Mahomes.
Yeah,
coming off the injury. I love Mahomes, so
Yeah.
you can't go wrong with Mahomes.
I believe he's the best quarterback in the NFL.
Forget QB2. Cook,
Yeah, I mean, I would agree with you. I probably have the worst of the 3 running backs, but that's fine.
I love Chase.
A fine running back.
AJ, Metcalf.
This is this is where I will. This is my one piece of honest criticism on myself. I could have done a slightly better job with the receivers.
Yeah.
Chase, AJ Brown, Metcalf.
I mean, even Trey
now,
McBride is a fantasy
now you got Garrett
tight
Wilson.
end.
So it's good, but
What
I
do you
could have
like
used
over
one
McBride?
more superstar receiver.
I take 5 of them.
But Sewell and Smith, you mean the best left tackle and left guard in the NFL?
Agree. Listen, I even like Lindstrom. Grant Barton is solid. Again, the Garrett Wilson flex is bad. Garrett Simmons is Max. Derek Brown is pretty nasty.
With Danielle Hunter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Warner was hurt, but Warner history is incredible.
Yes.
And
then that secondary is.
Kyle
I mean, that
Hamilton
secondary
and
is
Derwin
enough
James.
to make anybody drop their
You got the
panties.
best safeties.
Sertan
Worry
Q
is ridiculous. Quinyon, is ridiculous.
That secondary is one of the sexiest things I've ever seen.
Yes, the secondary is ridiculous. It really is ridiculous. You're Abdul Carter. All right, whatever.
Yeah, it's the last pick.
LaFleur, I agree with VG. I'm not anti-LaFleur, but whatever. Superdome, you waited till the end. Andrew Berry, I don't like, but whatever.
Yeah, but it's a short-term exercise. You're not building up the long-term, so the GM matters less.
Right. So let's go to Bo. Now let's go to Fran. St. Francis's team, and now let's look at it honestly after dissecting Bo's team. So we'll go to St. Francis, and we'll look at St. Francis's squad.
That's right, because his team is ass.
Even his own coordinator. Is that guy even call the plays there?
I know.
Well, that's because I've got Matt LaFleur. It's his offense.
Yeah, they're both underwhelming.
See, here's the problem. You got a couple bad names.
Oh, you're nitpicking. This is nonsense.
Yeah,
he might have a better offensive coordinator. I've got better.
You better hope Mahomes isn't going to hurt.
Right.
Is this a players' league or a coaches' league? I'm sorry. What are we dealing with?
Stefanski picked the winner.
Yeah.
All right, Jules is going to get. Here we go. Here's St. Francis.
Now here's what I want. I just want to speak to the. I just want to speak to the character.
Look at that.
CeeDee Lamb, Bowers.
Yeah, but then Terry McLaurin. He's got Terry McLaurin as one of his top 3 receivers. What are we talking about?
I like him better Metcalf.
George Kittle, strong flex.
Yeah, I like what he did with his tight ends. But
your
TJ Watt,
Edward, his offensive line is worse. His offensive line is worse than mine.
I think you have a better offensive line. It's close. I love Trey Smith. I love Wirfs, but I would go. Yep. I mean,
he's got better weapons. I've got a better offensive line.
Yeah.
I just want to say one thing here.
Your D line is better.
Yes.
His isn't terrible.
His D line is very good. Mine is better, and my back 7 is enormously better than his.
I mean, Christian Gonzalez, Cooper, and Sauce.
Pretty solid.
Is awesome.
Well, you're complaining about injuries. Sauce can't stay healthy. Buda Baker is 32 years old. Javon Holland is the worst player starting on any defense that we've got.
Agreed.
He goes strong with the coaches.
He's got a great coach.
He did a good job with his coaches. Yes.
And he's got a great.
Now I need to talk about one thing here, and this goes to the character of the man that we're talking about. I love Fran. However, he spent 16 months assassinating the quality of Clemson quarterback Cade Klubnik. Said the guy doesn't even necessarily belong in the NFL.
Yeah.
Anybody who would have him on his team
truthfully,
should be cast aside.
I'd rather have
and then he uses
Mariota.
a spot on him? This
as
is a
my
fraud.
backup. I'd rather have Mariota as my backup.
I'd rather have you as my backup.
Yeah, well,
Yeah, but Allen doesn't really get hurt. It's not like Mahomes. Mahomes.
I know.
I'm
poking fun.
At quarterback.
You think Josh Allen is
running
better than
back,
Patrick Mahomes?
Receivers, tight end.
Well, he blows them out of the water with running back, receivers, and tight end. Like, it's
Hold
not
on,
even
hold
close.
You think Josh Allen is better than Patrick Mahomes?
Well,
Yes.
Patrick coming off of injury. I mean,
Yes.
you know.
He's not even going to play till week 4.
I love Mahomes. Nah, actually, that's not true.
I'm trying to, I'm trying to beat him up a little bit.
Yeah, no, I mean, I love Mahomes. But, like, it's,
Josh Allen win a big game one time and give me a call.
Yeah. I mean, listen, it's so close. He's got you with
he's
the
got
front
he's
office.
got better weapons. He's got better weapons. I've got a better offensive line, and my defense is far better.
Yeah, I trust the brain trust of Ben Johnson and Dable.
I like your defense better as a whole. I'm in love. So what I love is the fact that it's Cooper, Sauce, and Gonzalez is nasty. Yours is great too, though. I mean, I'm not saying it.
Got Surtain and Q.
I know.
And Eamon Warrior and Kyle Hamilton and Derwin James. What are we talking about?
I know. Your safeties are better. Your safeties are better. And Jalen Phillips is a flex. Does nothing for me.
Yeah, it's not a good flex.
Yeah.
As I'm analyzing it, it's close,
I know.
man.
You remember that it's a players' league.
It's close. He's got you on coach. Like the ancillary categories, he blows you away.
Blows away.
I think that's right. Blows you away is a little strong for my taste, but I think he's got better
Superdome
stuff there.
versus Lambeau.
Well, of course, but yeah, he uses Lambeau. He should have taken the Packers owner.
Berry.
Yeah, I agree.
Ben Johnson versus LaFleur.
Now Shad Khan is a
Johnson,
bad owner, but yeah.
I love Ben Johnson.
I agree. His ancillary stuff is better. He used earlier picks on those things because I think that players matter more.
Your receivers stink.
Jamar Chase is the best receiver in the NFL.
Yeah, that's it. The double team Jamar, and then that's it. Drops off.
Oh, please. I mean, we can
denigrate
AJ. We can denigrate AJ a little bit.
Kittle.
His receivers are not that much better than mine. His running backs and tight ends. No, his running backs and tight ends are better than mine.
Your defense is better than his. I give you. You're right. And I would even give you your O-line is better than his.
I agree. Okay, and hold on, cuz.
His receivers are way better than yours.
Hold on. Where is football one, cuz?
Listen, you're talking to me. I hear you.
On the scoreboard.
Yeah, I know.
On the scoreboard. Who puts up more points?
I get you.
We got pretty boy Fran, who's forgetting that the trenches are where it matters.
It's a great exercise. Poor EJ. Did you tell EJ that
Did he get the third pick?
Like, what did you? Did you help him at all with this thing?
EJ had the first pick.
Yeah, EJ would like to have that first pick over again.
He tried to go line, which I respect.
Right?
Yeah, but the problem is those guys their lines are better, and he tried to go line.
Right.
Now I think I like EJ's receivers quite a bit. Jefferson, JSN, and then Neighbors, but
I don't like Neighbors.
Yeah.
I don't like Neighbors. I mean JSN and who's the other one?
Justin Jefferson.
Yeah, I mean, studs.
It's great.
But
Neighbors. He's got McVay and McDaniel. That's a good brain trust on the offensive side.
Yeah, that'll be fun.
Yeah.
They did great work with those Washington Commanders back in the day.
It's a great thing. Tell me about the Ospreys.
Ospreys, our award show. We do this every year. We honor the previous season's Eagles accomplishments, and we keep pushing it back further and further. Usually it used to be in the middle of July. Last year was the beginning of August. Now we're pushing it all the way to the end of August, like on the eve of the regular season. Here we go. We're finally going to honor the 2025 Eagles, but we're doing it up fancy this year because the Fittler Club.
Ooh,
look at that!
Is there a dress code?
Yes, tuxedo or nude, I believe, are the two options.
All right. Good thing I got a tuxedo.
Yeah, we're gonna have some fun. We're gonna have some surprises, maybe some guests, maybe some music. I believe there are VIP tickets available if you go to the events page on allphly.com.
Diehards, baby.
What's that get you?
VIP gets you food, I think an early meet and greet, maybe extra drinks. I gotta commit that to memory. Exactly what you get.
All right. Well, come on, man. You're selling the VIP ticket. Let us know what we get. We meet
you. Get to meet me. Yeah. You get to see how wired I'm going to be half an hour before the show begins.
You know what just dawned on me? When you asked about the dress code, he went tuxedo or nude, right?
Yeah.
And it just dawned on me who Bo is.
Ooh, who is it?
I'm curious if you're going to get the correct one here.
No. This is like in theory who you are. You, like, I do believe in reincarnation, and I believe in this. Bo is an entertainer from the 70s TV.
Yes.
All right?
Like a Mike Douglas?
Yes. But maybe could be like a little Johnny Carson.
Yes. Yeah.
Right?
Yes.
Or one of those guests that Johnny Carson would have on his show. Like, I don't remember that stuff. We were little.
Dick Cavett.
Yeah, but he reminds me of one of those guys.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Like, there's no doubt that he would be walking, snapping his fingers, and have showgirls follow him.
Right.
Right?
Velvet smoking
jacket. Oh, that's a good idea for the Ospreys.
Right,
I like that.
Yeah, like, the Ospreys should have a 70s flair to them. And a lot of velvet.
Yeah.
And
Ooh,
I could see
velvet.
him being one of those guys, like back in the day.
Yeah, running around with Rickles and those guys.
Right. He would be throwing, he would have those big.
He's at the Playboy Mansion hanging out.
Talking about what
and
Frank
all kinds
Sinatra
of
was
stuff.
packing. Yeah.
That's you,
I'll tell you what I
Bo.
thought. You know what I thought you were going to say, and this is one that I have gotten before, and I don't take offense to, which is now I'm a little bit older now, but when I was a little bit younger, young Chevy Chase is what I used to get.
Yeah, no, you're totally a young Chevy Chase. I totally see that. Totally see that.
So like Weekend Update Chevy Chases, that speaks to what you're saying. Yeah.
Yeah, but you are, and I'm telling you, you're reincarnated from some 60s, TV, when TV was starting to get a little risque.
Yeah, like who goes nude?
Right. Like, and it's just his whole vibe.
Not tuxedos or birthday suits. He goes nude.
Right. Like
nude.
Like, I'm telling you.
Listen, you don't know what I'm wearing underneath right now.
He could be Benny Hill, like one of these guys.
Yes.
From the 60s.
A little risque.
Right.
Yes.
You know what? You're a little bit like Bobby Riggs.
Yes. You're that guy. Yeah, I tell you. Like, I say that as with love.
I don't take offense to that. Yeah.
You shouldn't. There's a coolness to it. Like that, I believe in that stuff.
The reincarnation.
Yeah, like you are like embodied, like he's got that soul.
Yeah.
You were that guy.
I'll take that.
Fun, creative, You're
I like
a family
that.
man, so I don't want to go overboard the other stuff, but I can see you back in the day, like at another time.
Yeah,
hanging around with Frank and the boys. Yeah.
Yeah. I see it.
Rat Pack.
I see it. All right. I want to do this exercise. I did it with Fran. I want to do it with you. I want to do your long shot occurrences or happenings in each of the conferences. All right. So I want 3 in the AFC, 3 in the NFC. Now, it could be anything from Kyler Murray winning the MVP. Because there's a lot of heat on Kyler Murray, right? Like, think with KOC, he's going to be the man, the whole thing, right? So give me 3 in the AFC, 3 in the NFC. And then I want, Jules, if you would, after we do that, I want to talk about the John Harbaugh thing. Stephen A. called the Giants the greatest laughing stock in the NFL.
All because of this?
I think that's a part of it.
Wow.
So, but I want to get to it. All right. We'll do it. But first, we got a word from our friends. Let's talk about Valley Forge. Yeah, Valley Forge and the great little getaway to Montgomery County. You're looking for just a couple days. Get away, clear your head, have some fun, relax. How about Montgomery County? How about the beauty of Pennsylvania? Right? History, the shopping, the entertainment, the outdoor adventure, the great food. Go to those little quaint inns. Right? They got all the stuff. Spend the day exploring Valley Forge National Historical Park. Hit the shops at KOP. There's all the quaint small towns and hidden gems throughout Montgomery County. And with America celebrating 250 this summer, never been a better time to experience the history and the stories that help shape this country. Whether it's a couples trip, family weekend, sports road trip, just a chance to unplug for a few days, Montgomery County makes it easy to get away without going far. Plan your trip, book your stay, start your retreat today at valleyforge.org. That's valleyforge.org. Let's talk about Dick's Sporting Goods. I need to make my seasonal trip to Dick's Sporting Goods. I go once a quarter, once a season, right? The new season kick off. So, Mosco's down the shore. I miss him. When he comes back, we're going to go to Dick's Sporting Goods and go do the football stuff. All right? Like, they got cleats and mouth guards and armband and sleeves and everything you need, all the pads you need. But if fall baseball or fall softball, you got to get it going. Soccer, whatever sport you're into, they got all the equipment. You need new kicks. All the sneakers are ridiculous, right? Everything. You want to rep the squads for fan gear? They got that. All the best sporting goods around the area. Go anytime to Dicks.com before the next big game. Head into the stadium or the backfields and make your first stop. Dick's Sporting Goods. Fall sports starts here. All right, let's bring Bo back. Bo. What do we got? Let's go.
All right.
The long shots of football. Start in the NFC.
I'm going to start in the AFC, if you don't mind.
All right.
These are all
different.
These are all team focused. Okay. Here's one. 3 of the 4 defending division champions in the AFC missed the playoffs. So you got the Steelers.
Yep.
No big surprise.
You're right.
The Jaguars and the Patriots. All 3 of them missed the playoffs. Okay. Number 2.
I like it. I like New England missing the playoffs. I could see Pittsburgh. Jacksonville's an interesting one. I'm buying Lawrence stock.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
I'm buying the Jaguars. Now, I like Houston to win the division. So that South. So, there's a possibility. I just think the AFC's weak.
Yeah, it looks a little bit weak to me. I feel like the whole league is pretty wide open, don't you?
Yeah.
You worry about the Rams?
Oh, I was just talking AFC. AFC is, I think, wide open. Because I don't know that Buffalo's coming back. I don't know that Baltimore's coming back.
Yeah, I agree.
All right.
Okay,
2.
here's one. Number 2. Here's a team that I think, as I'm peeking at it, we're just thinking a team that could really surprise. I think the Las Vegas Raiders, with Kubiak, if Mendoza is good as a rookie, I think that team could sneak into an easy schedule back-end playoff spot.
I agree. I love the quarterback. I love that kid. I'm a big Mendoza guy. I think they've helped their line. Their biggest problem is their O-line. I think they've helped their line out a little bit. Genty, I'm not ready to close the book on Genty. I think Genty still has ability. We'll see. And you got, Bowers is a weapon. He's got weapons, and I like the quarterback. I could see it.
Okay. And then this one is less of a reach. I think I'm speaking to you here. I think that the Chiefs are the number 1 seed entering the playoffs.
Yeah, now, a couple
Does that
things have
count?
to happen. I mean,
Yeah.
Mahomes is healthy, right? So I know he's coming back. He's already looked good. Now, defensively, they're real young, man. They lost a lot in that secondary. My boy's not happy about that. He's got to work some magic. Early on,
he's
they're
a
not
magician.
going to. You're not early on. It's going to be a work for him. So, I could see them jumping back up. Offensively, they got to get back. They need their mojo back.
Sure. I've got faith in the quarterback coach duo.
Yeah. I agree with you there.
All right, NFC.
NFC.
I am selling the Bears.
I don't like that. I'm buying. I'll take your Bears shares.
Okay.
I love the Bears.
I like Ben Johnson. I love Caleb Williams. It's just everybody's on the Bears.
No, they're not. Everybody's on the regression. Oh, the Bears are regression.
You think so?
If I heard that regression line, they won X amount of games last minute, and it's going to regress. The schedule's hard. They were off an easy schedule. I'm hearing everybody talking about regression.
I feel like I hear everybody is in on the Bears. This is a sleeping giant here. So maybe I guess we're just listening.
Who do you like in that division?
I don't know. Probably Detroit.
All right.
Yeah.
I mean,
I don't feel great about
I think
it.
they could come in second. I don't like the Packers a little bit. I think the Packers done.
Done?
I don't think they make the playoffs.
Okay, that's a fun one.
I bet Park's got the Bears third in that division. Lions, then Packers, then Bears, then Vikings. For odds.
Oh my.
What's the odds?
Lions are plus 160, Packers plus 230, Bears plus 310, Vikings plus 525.
Okay, I'm a little surprised by that.
I actually like the Vikings better than the Packers. If they can get Kyler Murray to play.
Well, we hear so much about how good of a coach Kevin O'Connell is. If he's that good of a coach, let's see with Kyler Murray.
Yeah. Right. Yep. I mean, you can't do anything with McCarthy. That kid was horrible.
Yes.
Horrible.
Totally.
All right, your second one.
All right. NFC is tougher, I feel. Man, I don't like any of these teams.
What? I like. I'll give you what Fran said.
Okay.
And I like it. Fran said the Saints shocked the world.
Yeah, I could
win
see that
division.
I could see that. That division is pretty underwhelming, obviously.
My boy, though, you put my boy with Bijan and Drake London and Pitts. My boy's a good coach, man.
Yeah. I would probably make them the favorite in that division, don't you think?
Yeah, I think so.
But I think I like the Saints shout. Now, do you think that's actually going to beat Tua, or is it going to be Penix?
Tua. It's I had him on today, right? So I'm reading through the Penix is still working his way back through injury. It's going to be Tua.
Okay.
That's just he didn't say it. I'm just after our conversation.
Okay.
It's going to be Tua.
I got to go back and watch that. I'm excited.
Yeah. Judging by, he's still working his way back, Mike.
Okay.
So I'm a Penix fan. Like I
throws a
I love
beautiful
arm
ball,
talent,
man.
right?
He throws a beautiful ball. Yeah.
He does.
Yeah.
Dude, you remember that championship game? Or the semifinal game?
Dropped one in the bucket.
Oh,
yeah.
80 yards in the air.
Yeah. Yeah.
Looking like a beautiful bird that just flew down and into your cup of your hands. Oh, I love it. Anyway, any other
All right,
NFC?
I need one more here.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I get made fun of for this. I think the Cowboys are going to be pretty good.
They are. They are. I mean, let's if you follow it, they're going to be good.
Yeah.
I agree with you. Now here's what
How about them Cowboys?
Here's what I do. Here's what I do believe. Now I don't think they're gonna. I still think the Eagles division, but here's what I'm starting to believe: that the Giants are nowhere. I was worried when Harbaugh took the job. I'm like, all right, I'm not even sure about Dart. I'm not sure about their weapons. I don't like the Giants. And here you go. Jules, could you play this for everybody? This is John Harbaugh's opening speech.
Welcome, man. Good to see everybody here. You excited?
Yes, sir. Yeah,
A little nervous?
Nope.
Huh? A little nervous? A little nervous, man. A little nervous? Excited nervous, you know? Nervous like before a game almost, man. So give this thing kick off. I'm standing up here in front of the New York Giants. The New York Giants. This is a New York Giants sitting in this room. The New York Giants.
Yeah,
Wow.
we get it.
It's an honor. It's an honor to stand in front of this room right now. And I know those coaches back there feel the same way, right, coaches? Certainly. It's an honor, man. We've been working, haven't we? We've been working early and we were late getting ready for today. Today. Sitting in this chair, in this seat, getting to work, getting started, our beginning. Because this is where it all begins, together.
Is he saying because they went 4-13, he's like, I'm standing in front of New York Giants. The New York Giants. What am I doing here?
Oh my God, that is so cringe. It's so bad.
What in the world was that? The New York Giants. New York Giants. You're
Well, I was
excited,
texting-
right, coaches?
I was texting with somebody around the league about this as well, and they were also making fun of it. Like, man, how embarrassing is this? And it is, but you also have to remember, they've got cameras on that, right? They're watching, and guess who loves that? Guess who thinks that is awesome? The Maras. That is like the perfect level of boring, obsequious respect to the New York Football Giants mystique. That's exactly what they're looking for. And so it's probably not going to resonate with the players, but boy is John going to love it.
He couldn't elicit any responses from the players. Nothing.
Crazy.
Well, it was so weird. You're a little nervous?
What?
First of all, I would never invoke being nervous. Like, no, yo, guys, let's go. You ready? Like, here's what we're going to be doing. Here's our goals.
Yeah, we're gonna.
This is what we're going to get to this year. All right?
Gonna have some fun. We're gonna work hard.
You know, like nervous. Like, why? Like, even they were like, no, coach, because they didn't know how to answer it.
He's like, I'm a little.
Now
nervous.
let me ask VG a question. Having watched that,
Yes.
does it give you a new level of respect
Yes.
for your boy Nick
Yes.
Sirianni?
Yeah. This dude should have chat GPT.
He's Lombardi compared to that.
Yeah. Just not mention anything about it. Yes. That was the most milquetoast rally cry ever.
It wasn't even milk toast. It was
Pretty bad
like,
stuff.
Ew. It was ew. What are you doing, John?
Yes, I think he's thinking that. What am I doing here?
That was
What am I doing?
weird. Just weird.
Like, do you think he wanted to be at the Giants, or they just gave him the best package, the best deal? Like, I don't know.
Dude, here's my question, right?
He seems like a guy not into it.
Were you there when he was there? Or that was before your time.
Harbaugh was right before I left.
Yeah,
Or he left before I got there.
Like, John was a sharp dude. Like, John's a sharp guy. I got no Harbaugh. Like, sorry, he's a sharp guy, the whole thing. I don't, it just was the most awkward thing I've ever seen from him. And I'm shocked it's him. Shocked. I mean, that was bad.
Yeah, it seems lobotomized.
But yes.
Yeah.
Yes. That's exactly the word. Listen, you've been doing that for a long time like him. You don't need to have anything prepared. Hey, let me tell you something. When I was in Baltimore, all right, and the season that we won the Super Bowl, there's a million things, a million stories to draw from to get people excited, to get a new group excited. Now we are all here. This is it. Clean slate with the, you want to go with New York Giants? Don't repeat it 10 times. You sound like Tommy 2 times. I'm tired of this seat. You tired of this seat? I'm tired of this seat. Like, stop saying the same stuff. It was like he was trying to get through it. It was the worst speech I've ever heard from a football coach.
Yeah, it was pretty bad.
I see those like Chinese robots fighting and dancing, and they're terrible. It was like they had a robot come in and give a speech. It was just a brutally bad speech.
And then they put it out there from their own social media.
Right?
What else are they gonna do?
It's unbelievable.
So what do they leave on the
content,
cutting
Bo.
room
What else
floor?
are they gonna do?
What do they leave on the cutting room floor?
Terrible. What's on tap today, buddy?
Well, speaking of great packages, we continue the Eagles 26 today.
Oh, nice. Oh, that's great. What are we up to?
Well, we're up at number 10 and number 9. And number 10, certain Super Bowl winning quarterback.
What do you think of that?
Should be higher.
Yeah?
Yeah. QB1, man.
I'm excited.
I think the other. I think you're thinking of the wrong quarterback.
Yeah, he's not thinking of Nick.
Oh, wow.
What's that? Oh, wow.
Wait, who's number 9? Jalen? 10?
Tell him.
I'm thinking of Jalen. Am I out of it?
Yes.
Oh, all right.
Yes.
All right.
He will be higher.
Oh, thankfully. Sheesh.
Well, what'd you think?
Mm.
Anyway, I can't wait for it, buddy.
Yeah, it should be fun. Got Fran in studio.
That was a hardball moment from VG.
Listen, that crossed the line, buddy. I don't wear khakis, and I'm never having a great
John
day.
doesn't wear khakis.
They all do.
All right, brother. I'll be wild.
All right, thank you guys.
All right, thanks, pal.
Fun
I
time
was
as
awkward
always.
the way to end it. Sorry about
That's
that.
all right. See ya.
You just killed the vibe, dude.
That's what I do.
All right, let's take a quick TO, please. Let's talk about TrueMark Credit Union, one of the great financial institutions right here across the Delaware Valley. Kelly Body, the fine CEO. Listen, she's going to give you something that already rewards the way you spend your money. That's a good thing. It's called the Everyday Elite Visa Credit Card from TrueMark Credit Union. We're talking up to 4% cash back on eligible everyday purchases, including gas, right? Groceries and food and takeout, all that stuff. It's such a big deal, man. You actually get all the money we spend on that stuff, you get some of it back. Limited time, new cardholders also get a 0% introductory APR on purchases for the first 12 months, then 17.99% APR after that. More cash back, less catch. That's right. Apply today, TrueMark.com, or stop by any of the TrueMark Credit Union's 24 branch locations. Rates based on whether than this 4% cash back eligible purchase. Bonus categories capped annually. Restrictions apply. Visit TrueMark.com for details. Insured by the NCUA. You know it's officially summer when Hoagie Fest comes back to Wawa. I got to ask you, what's your Wawa order? Mine, I'm going classic Italian. I love my Wawa hoagies. Hoagie Fest is back this year, bringing even more value to the table. Right now, you get a shorty hoagie, wrap, or chicken sandwich, plus a bag of Hers chips and a small fountain drink for $6. You're extra hungry? It's only $8 for a classic meal. Whether you're grabbing lunch between meetings, fueling up before a game, or making a quick stop on a summer road trip, it's an easy, delicious meal at a great price. I love it. We stop on the way to baseball. Hoagie Fest, fuel up after, between games. Big flavor, great value, same Hoagie Fest energy we all know and love. But it's only here for a limited time, so get it while you can. Hoagie Fest is back at Wawa. Gotta have Wawa.
All right, we got a couple super chats from earlier relating back to the Phillies. Fit Dad, $20 super chat. Run it back 5.0. Give me some Birds talk. I agree. Everyone's tired of this team running it back. It feels like the 5th year in a row. Stevie G, $2.
That's a great line too. 5.0. Yeah.
Stevie G, $2. All the issues stem with Bryce refusing to go to left field. How do you feel about that?
I mean, as opposed to what? Reese? Like, Reese isn't a player.
I think just trying to find an outfield. It's easier to find a first baseman, don't you think, than an outfielder?
Dude, there's 3 spots, and it's not that hard to find an outfielder.
Apparently it is.
If you're Dombrowski, I guess. I don't believe that for Stevie. I mean, listen, if I could get a first baseman that I like from the right side, maybe he's talking Alonso.
Right.
But Alonso really hasn't done anything.
But he may have done something here. I mean, it's hard to say what he would have done here.
Yeah, like, listen, if I could get Alonso, then, yeah, Bryce, you're in the outfield. But, you know, were they going to pay him that kind of money? Like, I can't take Dombrowski off the hook.
Mm-hmm.
He's ruined. He's ruined the World Series contender, and he's made them weaker. That's it.
Yep.
All right. That's going to do it for us. Chat. Love you, chat. Jules Rules. Love you, Jules Rules.
Oh, yeah. Oh, let's leave with some good news. Joe 76 giving some good news here. Phillies are off today.
The Yankees come in, brother. Yanks.
The New York Yankees?
Yankees.
The New York Yankees? Sweet.
That was so bad. That was it. You really, it's the truth. Nick looks like Lombardi.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, man.
Men. All right, men.
Right.
Let me tell you how it was back. What's this college again?
Mount Union?
Mount Union.
Yeah.
There was this time. It was a rainy night, stormy night, but we were on the field.
I had that pang of quitting. I looked at my dad and looked at me, son, we're not quitters. Nobody in this room's a quitter. Let's all shave our heads.
All right. We love you. Have a great day. We'll see you tomorrow. Football Friday.
We all silly like the mayor.